I had a reprimand Wayseeker, so we didn't get the fucking starting thing out real quickly. We'll get to it in a second. All right, we've been shouting out the tea drinking English a lot lately. Today, we are going to shout out our brethren that decide to live in the penis-looking state and the rest of the East Coast out there. They got hit hard by a really bad hurricane, guys. Yeah. Reach out to the people that you know out there. I know some of them's hard. Don't get distressed if you can't get a hold of them right away. Save hope, okay? A lot of stuff's coming back online. So make sure, though, you reach out to those people, tell them you think about them. If you can do anything for them, just let them know that, right? Even if they just need a place to chill and vacation for 2 weeks while their rat-infested homes are being sewered out of whatever dirt swamp gas is down there. That sucks, but that's how it goes. Hopefully they didn't lose their collectibles. That's all I have to say. All right, say hi to anybody else? No? We good with that? Good. GTK Comics. Hi, thumbs up. Thumbs up and hi. Thank you, GTK Comics. Let's finish this week with the Dark Side crew. There we go. There we go. Oh, I don't know if anybody reads the description, but if you did, there's a little tidbit in there with Dom. But then right after I wrote it for the second time, Dom said he's working late tonight, so he's going to try to get here, but he probably won't. I hope everything goes well with him and he doesn't work too hard. Ruben, what's good? Dark Side crew on Sunday. Does it get any better?
IHOP experience. That's really what it is. Because he missed last week and he's missing this week. He's still ashamed.
Oh, he doesn't want to be called out for the IHOP slash.
Yeah, he's ashamed. With that's what really is happening here.
It probably is. I cannot believe, and I love him. I love him to death. I literally feel so bad. I'm like, bro, man, you did that all completely wrong. All completely wrong. Hope everyone is safe after the storm. Oh yeah, people out here still. Dang,
look out for your neighbors.
Yeah,
yep.
That sucks, man. That sucks. We unfortunately, not that it's the same, but every time there's a storm out here, my house, we have a full house generator, but a lot of the neighborhood does not. So they lose power all the time. We definitely go out there and help the widows out. We lose trees all the time. So at least it gives you something to get outside and do. You kind of act like a child and put on rubber boots and run around like Peppa the Pig, and splash. And, you get to use a chainsaw a lot, which is fun. I don't know how it is out there.
Peppa the Pig and make fun of Nubs.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, you can't talk about Peppa the Pig and make fun of Nubs. Peppa the Pig is way worse than Nubs.
I don't watch Peppa the Pig.
You know what it is. You're trying.
My 3-year-old daughter watched Peppa the Pig.
Now we know what Marco's favorite show is.
Once again, no. However, you do get to use chainsaws. Just be careful with that. Don't slice off a finger. Watch out for fallen pollen lives too. But have fun. Thank you for the membership. We appreciate it. Ed LeBeau. Yes, we got internet back. Oh, cool. Western. Perfect. Carolina is in a war zone. Whole town wiped off the map. My family. Oh, good. I'm glad
everybody's safe.
Yeah. So what do you do when that happens? I mean, Ed's older too, so he probably wants to nap. But I mean, if I'm in my 20s, I'm looting, right?
No. There's nothing left. Did you not see pictures?
Yeah.
No.
There was nothing
to loot. You gotta watch the news, man.
There's nothing to loot.
No, the whole town had not one building up in the whole town.
Yeah. Everything's underwater.
Luckily I've never had. I've experienced a lot of things. I've experienced the desert sandstorms. Where they come in and everything's cake. Like you walk out and it's like snow. I've been to 6 feet of snow before, like caved in. I drove through the tornado before, but a hurricane is one that I've never experienced. So I don't have much firsthand knowledge of the devastation a hurricane can do. But you're saying like not a building left.
No, it was just in North Carolina where like the mountains hit, and it was just like rock slides and mudslides and.
Wait, so it can go through the mountains?
It went through the western North Carolina mountains. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hold on now. So if I understand correctly, what a hurricane is,
yeah,
and I know we're not going to get into National Geographics here, but like the wind force of a tornado, right? It gets into a zone which creates a coning situation where like you get it bouncing off of each other, it creates the cyclone and goes. Is this not a similar situation? It's a heat and a cold. I thought hurricanes was like a heat and a cold pressure system touching over a water base, forming water to cone up.
It wasn't still a hurricane, but it still was tropical storm enough to where all the water and
it's
all the rain
flooding in the
come
rain more than anything.
just caused all
Oh,
the
so it's not
mudslides.
like it's not like running into a building.
No,
right?
it's just like this mudslides just took out of town.
Yeah,
Because
the
that's what
water
I always
moves at
thought.
such a speed it
Yeah.
just takes everything out.
Yeah, because like with tornadoes, the only bad part really about I mean, there's more to it, but like is when it gets the stuff in its little vortex thing that can cause damage. Because the rest of it's just like wind that picks stuff up.
Yeah.
So you can technically, as long as you're smart about it.
Matter of fact, usually a lot of the damage comes when basically it runs ashore like this one did. It ran ashore pretty quick.
Okay.
And went almost straight vertical, and that's how it ended up over like Georgia and North Carolina.
Yeah, I saw the line all the way up to like Tennessee. A lot of places I've been before.
It loses its wind speed and everything, but it tends to spin in place more, so it dumps rain and rain and rain and rain.
So
and
it just
that
washes everything
your
out.
Rivers swell. Your everything
overflowing.
floods.
Oh wow!
And there in the mountains, it's all downhill.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's where it's coming from, because like the tornado, it can't like mountains. You're done. Like the tornado hits a mountain. It's done. There's no more tornado. You don't have any problem then. It's done. But you're saying so like the water mass coming down in mass sheet.
Yeah. So it's moving, continuing to move. It slows down and kind of sits in place and just continually rains torrentially.
Oh wow. Well, that sucks. I'm sorry to hear that. Well, I'd still try to loot. I guess I don't know. I don't think that's gonna stop me. If I was in my 20s, I wasn't that bright.
Like I don't care about nobody. I don't care about myself. I don't care about myself,
bro. That's when I drove through the tornado. Believe me, not the smartest dude you'd see. Like early 20s.
You still are. You still are.
Not so bright. Not so. Oh, well, way smarter than you, but not so bright. Hey, Wookie Fanatic. Happy Sunday, Darksiders. Happy Sunday. Dwayne Scott. Will tonight be the night Wayseeker looks into the camera and announces Young Jedi Adventure?
Never. It's never
hopefully. That thing is such dog shit.
It's coming in January.
Dude, to who? This is what hey, we're gonna talk about in comics night. I think Star Wars is finally gonna catch on to something, and we're gonna see. But like there's something they did in this novel and this shit about Young Adventures. I think they need to get away from it. Don't give people what they don't want. Pretty much just don't do that anymore. Stop doing that shit. All right. Hi, Mr. Appleman. Hi, everyone. Sup, Apple. Sup. Okay, cool. All right, cool. So we figured out how hurricanes work. Oh, wait, there's a whole bunch of other people.
You just skipped about half.
Thoughts and prayers. I did? Who did I skip? Shout
Kingdom of Nerds. Did you do Appleman?
Kingdom of Nerds. Vinny the Pickle is at a pickle party. Oh, that's kind of funny. Leave him alone. He needs overtime to pay for the bubble habit. He does.
Unfortunately,
it's more than one town. Look at the chimney. I'll look it up. I've seen the map, so I was kind of concerned considering how far it went in. But once again, don't have a ton of experience with the whole 29 inches of rain will just whoa at 109 miles per hour. Yeah, that's when that shit hurts. Well, like I said, I wasn't so smart. So like some of my experiences were out of pure stupidity. It wasn't like
more like Bill Paxton or whatever in Twister.
Yeah, well, that was it too. But I mean,
Bill
like,
Pullman.
there's stuff like when I was down in the Panhandle, like I found myself in a lot of weird situations. Like when I was in that desert storm and the car, we had busted a wheel. And there's no way for miles. Like that shit happened. It just happens. Like when you go out and venture the world, weird stuff. You finds it finds you. It finds you. All right.
It too. You went looking for it too. It's go both ways.
I don't think I went looking for it. I don't think I cared if I found it. I think that's what it is. I don't like look for violence, but if it's there, downtown Nashville. Oh, that is what in Asheville?
Yeah. They got like 30 inches of rain in a day or two.
Is it?
Everything's flooded.
Huh?
Everything's flooded.
See, like up here, we have like runoffs. And even though they don't like put the drains and everything for the runoffs, there's still like you got the gravel pits and stuff like that. So there is places you can dump water eventually. I know in the South now, because I fish, that they're building a lot of fake lake areas. You know what I mean? Like pop-ups. Yeah. They do in Texas. They do in Georgia and stuff like that.
Reservoirs.
Yep.
Yeah, but they're turning them into like fishing spots instead of, because with the reservoir type thing, it's going to go down very low and then high, and it's not like that out there. So is this what we think the problem is? It's a structural problem, or is it just that we built too far out into inland? Just
massive amount of rain. Yeah. I don't think they could.
I
don't think anything could handle the amount of rain they got in such a short time.
Today they said, "Oh shit, this is for real, dude." Holy hell!
Yeah, they had to. Really there were some colleges. There were some colleges that all the roads got wiped out, and they had to airlift in food and water to the colleges.
Yeah. Like mountain towns.
Could you imagine if you were in college and you had no food and you had to airlift it in?
Because the rivers and stuff wash out bridges and stuff too. So, it's like you can be almost completely cut off.
So I don't know if you guys remember that power out back in like 2000 and whatever it was. Okay, so like, yeah. Look, man, I'm just saying.
Remember something from 20 years ago.
It was like a 5-day power outage, and I was stuck out in the sticks. And I was, of course, where I went out there. I didn't have any gas, so then I'm trying to find gas stations that are open, and figuring I could outrun the power outage, which you can't outrun the power. Hey, spoiler alert!
You're still dumb.
Can't fucking do that. Can't fucking do that. And now you got to remember what.
So it's not like the power outage is moving.
Well, it was rolling. It was rolling. No, hold on. I don't think you understand which one I'm talking about. I'm talking about the rolling brownouts that started in New York. It was moving.
Okay.
It was moving.
Oh, well, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
You were not explaining it that way. Okay.
Sorry. Yeah, so it was the rolling brownout back in like whatever the early 2000s. I think it was the early 2000s, whenever it was. I can't remember. I used to do a lot of stuff. So, and I've never been good at keeping track of time. So that happened, and I tried to outrace it, and it just eventually didn't work. Like was in there, and at one point at a pump pumping gas, and the pumps just shut off. So I got enough to try to get, and then I had to try to race everybody else to the next town, miles away to try to get there. And finally, I was like, "This is whatever." But you have to remember one thing when you're having that happen, also too. Credit cards were a thing, right? But they're not going to work. But also, no banks are going to be open, and cash is pretty much what you had. So you had the cash you had on you, and then when you run out of that for the next 4 days, whatever you have is what you're living off of.
Dust off the old, like the credit card roller things.
Yeah.
More computers they used to use.
Luckily, there was some like that. We ended up we pretty much pooled our shit together with alcohol, drugs, and then whatever type of family style. Like, we made one meal was out of like half a case of oodles and noodles for like 20 of us, right? And we put in with that, and we just used chicken broth on top of it, leave it a little bit more substantial for that, and throw in some other bits and pieces to try to make it work. Nobody had shit left in their fridge, but
you're basically we're eating like Pete eats every day.
Yeah, but yeah.
No, there's no hot pockets because there's not electricity.
No, but you could cook. So here's a story about how you could cook a hot pocket not in the microwave if you want, because we did that too. I mean, like, because you would just cook whatever you could cook, right? So luckily we had
basically you're just heating the hot. You can hold it over.
Yeah, we had propane, as long as we had propane, and we had small tanks of propane. So till our propane ran out, we were pretty good. You could just throw it on this little like flat top barbecue thing, which is pretty good. So we got that. We got a case of sauce. It was just kind of like camping for fucking 5 days with just worrying that the power was never going to come back on. So that was fun. But yeah. Mm-hmm. If Marco tells us he got transformed into Chet by no, that's not true. That's a weird science reference. No, that is not true. That is not true.
It's a deep cut.
Yeah, that is. Yeah.
It's bad out there.
That sucks, man. That sucks. We did find a delivery truck that may or may not have had food. So whatever. I mean, you got to do what you got to do.
You find it or rate it?
Well, we found a truck that may or may not have had some food. Maybe also had a couple cases of beer and a cake on it. But whatever it is. I'm here for.
He's not showing up. He's scared. He's scared, BK.
Oh no, yeah, I don't know.
He's scared.
He did mention Bill Paxton. All right, well, guys, I seriously though, I hope I hope everybody's
We're
safe
built
out there.
for
I
that.
hope it's not
I
as
get
bad.
confused.
Hopefully we can get stuff out to you guys as quickly as possible, all the people out there.
Yeah.
Thoughts and prayers, but yeah. I definitely will say a couple prayers for you guys. I'm sorry to hear that you have to go through those times. It sucks, especially considering we're not young anymore. Once again, if we were young, it'd be fun. You can find stuff to get into, but now that we're older, it'd be a little tough. So sorry to hear it. All right, let's get into the news.
It's a week of Star Wars news, put it that way.
Well, Dom's not here for you to troll, so let's see.
It wouldn't matter. Right now, it's like waiting for New York City. There's like nothing going on in Star Wars world.
Oh,
Except
yeah.
for Dom. Dom found all these news sources last week, and everyone was by the same rumor guy, and me and
Everything
JJ
from the
just had to
same
yell at
source.
him again and again. I think that's
Is that what you? Yeah, I know the person supposedly. Is that the R? It starts with an R.
D?
Yes. Well,
Or-
yeah.
whatever.
Last name starts with a.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. That dude's full of shit. So
And that's all Dom's rumors for the whole week. He kept posting on everything. And
that's
we're
because
like,
there's nothing else to go on, so he had to go with that guy.
Dom, these aren't true, and he got mad at us. So
Oh, he
whatever.
did?
Maybe a little. That's okay.
Why did he say something?
Yeah, he just didn't post anything after that, and he posts everything like 10 times a day. So clearly he was done. Anyway,
Holy shit!
the news of the week is Acolyte. It
What
didn't
do I
just
got?
like go a little bit over budget. It went $50 million over budget and cost $230 million to make.
What? That's like 30% over budget.
Yeah, 30% over budget for a show that was already super expensive. It's like, we don't care. We go and spend all your money. This is what for sure got them canceled.
Yeah. Well, I mean, here we go. No, that's not the only thing. Well, here we go. Here's what we got. It looked good. We kept saying it. Hey, this looks pretty impressive. Well, there's a reason why, because you fucking spent all the money. What the hell, dude?
I mean, if you can't go within your budget, the chances of you getting a second season aren't good. And if you're way over budget,
Yeah. Well, you got to hit your target. You have to exceed your targets, not just hit your targets too. So, I mean, it would have had to have been the best Disney Plus rating ever in the history of
5 Godzilla minus
going this
one.
high over its budget. So.
Well, 5 Godzilla minus. This is fucking ridiculous. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So,
wow. Not worth it at
worth
all.
it. It was good.
This actually pisses me off more because my biggest complaint with this is that the ugly glasses lady never she always wrote this for a season 2 open-ended, right?
Yeah.
Open-ended, not close-ended for a season 2, open-ended for season 2. And she should have closed-ended. And if you're 50 million above budget, you definitely should have closed-ended that fucker.
Another thing, when you talk about the renewal, quote unquote, of it, what people don't consider is a lot of times in these things, when you're not renewed off the bat, what happens is actors sign on, not necessarily all the time, but in this case, they probably signed on for one season. You have this ensemble cast. Granted, you offed a lot of them, but at the same time, if they come back, what are they going to want?
More money.
More money. And you already are way over your budget. You're going to have to pay those actors more. That means you're going to have to cut a lot out of the effects and everything. There's a lot that goes into that when they're thinking about continuing something like that. So,
yeah, I mean the sad part is it has so much potential, and some of the things that they did, dude. Rebel Moon was trash. Dude, get the fuck out!
Maybe
Shut
part,
up!
I don't know about that.
It definitely was cheaper. Definitely not better. Rebel Moon was pure trash. All right, blue collar, Dan. Okay. But the point being here is
a ton of money.
It's a lot of, unfortunately, a lot of arrogance with this young lady here. Or maybe she's not. Well, she's younger than me, so I can call her young. That's a lot of arrogance. You're going to go 50 million over budget and not give us a full story.
Huh? Obi-Wan, you had to pay Ewan McGregor,
right?
Yeah. like this, you didn't really. I mean,
and I'm not saying it was but some of the story was good because she brought in 50 writers for this fucking thing. She was paying all her homies, so you have to. Once again, it just gets to my point of you have to finish a landing here, even if it's hey, here's a landing and we're going to trickle into the next. I just watched the Transformer 1 movie, and you know what they did? they finished the storyline, but also left it open-ended, and gave 2 extra scenes and everything else. That's what you have to do, man. You can't do this and then be 50 million. Look, you could get your homies a job for this time, but you have to make sure that there's still some money over so that you can hire the exec's great-grandson, sister, brother's cousin, too, for the next job. You can't just pay all your boys and girls and say, what up, though? Like, you can't do that, man. What do you think this is? And that's what she did.
Yeah.
I mean, she robbed. Hey, I don't know why BK doesn't love this more. You know what she did, right? She just robbed Disney. She's like, yes, sir. Thank you for the cash. Hey, homies, what's up? All right, here, you get some. Sprinkle over here. Sprinkle over there. Sprinkle, sprinkle, sprinkle. All right, peace. I'm out. Oh, by the way, I'm going to leave this shit pile for y'all to figure out later. That's what she did. I'm surprised BK's saying anything like this. This probably should be BK's favorite show. When was the last time you heard somebody just go, hey, Disney, I know you got a lot of cash. Give me that. This is the biggest like gold digger move I've ever seen in my life. And just peace, I'm out. No prenup. Like, let's roll. I don't understand. Why don't the haters love this lady more? They should be praising. This should be the face. This should be.
It would have been
on every incels, like all those people's wall. They should have her and those terrible octagon goggles she wears just on their wall going, this is the poster of what we want to happen to Star Wars and Disney from on.
You ain't wrong. We
just want them to loot Disney for tons of money, have all their friends work there, not even give an ending, and kick rocks out of town.
Does this also include marketing? Probably.
I don't know.
Probably, but would they?
I'm sure it has to with that much money.
Half their fucking marketing's bullshit write-off because they write off marketing expense. They charge their affiliates, which are they own the affiliates for marketing. So like, hey, they showed up on ABC. Doesn't ABC own Disney? ABC owns Disney, right?
Yeah.
I should know that because I'm Disney. Yes. I'm going. Hey, go to the Lions game. Shout out Disney. Thank you for the suite. Appreciate it. But like,
why don't you ask Netflix how that worked out for him? BK before he trotted out there as a statistic.
So that did not do. Rebel Moon did not do. And they're trying to drop that video game that just like they're like, well, we had planned for a video game and we built it. We know nobody's gonna play it, but here it is. Bye. I think it's already done.
Okay. Anyway. All right, so we got details this week of new deleted scenes from the prequel movies, and there are about 3 movies worth of deleted scenes.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, about
like
9.
7.5
hours. 7.5 hours of deleted scenes.
Let's take it back.
Do you want them to be ever released?
No. Not like if it's like that.
I'll tell you this: as much as I give him a hard time, I don't want him released because it will not make him look good.
7.5 hours. Can you imagine?
We added more dewbacks. We had to include 10 more minutes.
Hey, by the way, did you think maybe it was a little racist the way we played Waddle and Jar Jar Binks? Yeah. Don't worry, we got a couple more characters. Like, think about that. There's people who have nicely said there's some characters that we had to tell George, like, there's the line we're not. What do you think those characters were? Huh? Yeah. How do you think those characters were going to turn out?
Like, I really want, like,
I know you'd watch it, Ruben.
The Jar Jar Binks out there, like that's
Ruben,
really
you were not the test case here.
Yeah,
watch it.
I mean, like, I don't.
I'd watch it too.
Yeah, I would. Yes, I would watch it. I will, but I want to save some. Like, as much as people think I rag on George Lucas, I do want to save some of his face. And by the way, you also have to remember, wasn't this in like 96, 97 when he started doing this stuff?
Yeah.
It's going to get so taken out of context. So taken out of context. He's going to need Eminem to do another Houdini rap song for him just to keep him alive at this point. Because like, it's going to be bad.
It would destroy him.
It's going to be bad. Yeah. There's no way.
No, it's never coming out. But
post-mortem. Okay.
No, I think
why? Post-mortem, who gives a shit?
Like, I mean, you could go back in, like, let's say you want to make a director's cut, but like, I even caution a little bit against that. Like, okay, huge Lord of the Rings fan, right? The director's cut of the first 3 Lord of the Rings movies,
yes,
is a little long even for me. It adds a lot to the films, honestly, but that's long. That's like 12, 13 hours of movies. Like,
I don't think. Oh, no.
7.5 hours. Like, dude,
hey Ryan,
that's
hold on. Hey, what's up, Ryan? Ryan, actually, I had to send you a picture. I I gotta send it to you. It's funny. If you guys looked at Tony Fleece, his Instagram, he actually has Ben's Oasis comic on the back of the shirt, Ryan. I clipped it, I'll send it to you. So here's what I'm gonna say though. The problem with it is if you send it to me, this is how I'd watch it. If you set, like they used to have these all the time at the end of DVDs, you'd get like reels. It'd be like 10 reels. It'd be like deleted scenes, blooper reel, blah, blah, blah. If you do it like that, fine. And then on TBS, you play the whole thing with it. It's sometimes like every once in a while around Christmas, I'm okay with it. What I don't want you is re-releasing it in theater. Well, first off, don't do this man that dirty. Like, I get it, but
they would.
You cannot do who? He's still in charge over there. Stop lying. He's in every meeting. He has
I'm just saying, they would release them. If they brought these out, they'd bring it in the movie theater to make more money.
Oh yeah.
Well, somebody's got to watch it. No, I'll be honest with you. I think while KK's there, she won't do it because she does have too much reference for him. But watch out because in 6 months her contract is up, and she's said it. She wants to retire. So like, if there's nobody watching out for George, like. I'm scared. I'm scared of what's going to happen.
The way you do this is you'd release like some massive DVD box set, right? Or Blu-ray box set or whatever. But at the same time, you do like a limited engagement of these like super long director's cuts for like 3 weeks in theaters or something like that.
He's got
everybody rushes and does it, and then it's in and out.
You can't
do like 5 hours up each.
You cannot do this while this man's alive. It will kill him. It'll Joe Pod.
Dude, I'm sure he's the one that probably put this extra
no
7 hours of stuff out there.
Like, I know he thinks it's a great idea, but what I'm telling you is, like, for as much hate as Kennedy gets and stuff, she has she has babied him and made sure that some of the stuff he has done or was going to do in Lights she's either taken the heat for or gotten his decision making taking the heat for or like kind of covered for him on a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
If they release these, you cannot cover for that. And by the way,
people will make excuses for George Lucas till the end of time.
Yeah, they might, but there will be people with pitchforks out there.
It's just like how people think the prequels are good movies. They're not good movies. Like I can tell you, not.
They're not bad movies, but
there you go. Perfect example. Evidence A.
They're watchable movies. But here's the thing.
Yes, I can watch them.
2 of them are watchable.
There's 7. Well, I also like the political back and forth.
How long is the original? How long is the original? I hate sand soliloquy from Anakin.
Yes, that's
an extra 7 minutes. Like, do I get an extra 15 minutes of that?
Yeah,
or extra
maybe,
like 10
maybe
minutes
you
of
get way
Jar
more
Jar
killing. I don't know.
Senate vote.
Oh my god. Again? Oh my god.
Maybe you get 15 minutes of him working on his droid when he's a kid. You
do. That is what you're gonna get. You're gonna get more of the pod racing stuff. There's gonna be a little back and forth. I don't know.
Can I get more of him saying wizard? Is there gonna be more wizard references?
Anyway, nobody wants this.
Save George Lucas till he dies. Please don't do this.
Don't do it, George.
Please let him. Hey, listen. If I've got any weight with KK, don't let him do this till he dies. You're gonna have to sign another 1-year contract. You're gonna have to keep going, do the Jordan thing till he dies, and then when he dies, this is gonna come out either way. But please don't do this till after he dies. It will kill him. How old is he? He's probably gonna die soon anyway. So,
all right. So the big rumor this week, floating around, other people are talking about the Rey movie has been canceled or delayed. No, it's not true. Daisy was talking last week about it. This thing is still set to come out sometime in 2026 or 2027. When it's supposed to be coming out anyway, so it's got a long time away before this thing needs to get into production. So they're not really worried about it.
I don't believe either. I don't believe either it's not canceled or delayed, or it is on track. I don't believe either one of those two.
So which one is it?
Any of those statements?
What do you think it is?
I think it's neither. I think only people who want to argue about fucking nothingness say those. Like that's like saying, like, is the fart going to come out or is it going to be a shark? Nobody knows, and it doesn't really matter till it's pursing the fucking anus hole. Like that's what
There's an important distinction to make too, in that like a production delay in a film doesn't always necessarily mean a release delay. There's no actual release date for this yet. We just said
no. That's what I'm saying.
27 or something is like.
That's what I'm saying. Look at these two. That's my point.
They could push filming by like 2 months and still easily make it in 2020.
And they're not filming either one currently, so it doesn't matter what. That's my point. It doesn't matter what she says because they're currently not filming them.
No, they got like a year and a half before they have to film it.
That's what I'm saying.
They want to get in 2027.
So there's currently nothing going on with it. It's
if
just
you start at Christmas of 2025. You can make Christmas.
That's my point. My point is like I don't. It does. Neither one matters. Like because it's nonsense. It's nonsense.
People are just up in arms about it. So anyway, for those people out there that listening to certain rumor sites,
I'll also say too that is not uncommon. Like
yes,
how many times was the Batman delayed? Like the Robert Pattinson Batman, I think that was like production or whatever was delayed. Like I don't know, like 6 times or something because of COVID and other crap. But
yeah, so
I guess I'm just saying like we don't know that it isn't going to be canceled down the road or delayed.
No. We don't.
But we also, but it also isn't canceled or delayed because there's no reason to cancel or delay it. It's nothing. It really is nothing at this point. So,
all right. So this is a big article that came out this week that I thought was interesting, and they weren't arguing that we should, but if we are so set on the Filoniverse, we're filling up TV shows and movies, and we're gonna have Thrawn and all this other stuff coming out in the next few years. All this stuff is going to take place between episodes 6 and 7. They said then there's one thing you got to do. You have to recast Leia.
No, you don't.
Because of how important she is and how she's the
no. That's not what you need to, because you can get away with Thrawn and getting out if you keep him in this area that's away from Leia. You don't.
He's already back now, though. He's come back. You can't keep him away from Leia now.
You can.
Not with the choices that they made.
And there's ways, obviously, to do things and ways not to do things. I think, like, it depends on how much Leia you're going to have in your project. Like, are you going to have, like The Mandalorian Season 3 Luke levels of Leia, like, where it's not that bad and you could get by with deep faking it? It may not be the best thing in the world, but make it work type of thing. Like, or
but you could Baba Yaga.
Is it like a Leia series or something there? Like a Leia movie that's series. Like, 8 hours of production, or you're gonna probably need to recast her then.
But she's got to be in there somehow. You can't.
No, you don't. You can. No. You can Beetlejuice her. You can Baba Yaga her. She can be the background ghost. The name that gets mentioned in whispers but never is named. She doesn't actually have. You can have Hera say, "Hey, I talked to Leia." Blah 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 blah. You can do that. You don't actually have to ever think about how many times she actually showed up through the Rebels. It wasn't a lot. It was like 1 time, 1.5.
Yeah, and not only that, so let's look at, are we saying you can't recast her? Is the reason we're saying that because she's dead, or is the reason we're saying that because you can't do it because she's so important? You recast Han Solo as a young guy.
Yeah. I think you can.
He's a pretty important Star Wars character.
I don't think you're. Yeah, but I think it's different when you do it young and old.
I think it's different because the actor is dead. I don't think it.
Oh, fair.
Otherwise, I don't think because then you can have Harrison Ford and be like, "Hey, I really like this kid. He's got my blessing to play the role." Blah blah. You can't do that now with Carrie Fisher. She's gone. So
I don't know.
No, she's not trying to be a Jedi right now.
She's not.
No, she's in a bunch of meetings and bullshit.
She's in charge.
I don't even think you need this. You don't even need to show her Jedi training. Like we already know she trained as a Jedi under Luke, right? That's
you don't have to do that.
Let's not have 2 hours of footage of her training as a Jedi. I don't need that movie. That was pretty much what Rey did. I don't need that.
But it also wasn't very long. She didn't do it.
It was quick, Ruben. The majority of stuff she's doing at this point is administrative work. She literally is
she's leading the rebellion, man.
Yeah, and anytime you see, but she's mainly remember, even if you do the Han storyline with Kylo when he's younger, right? What is she doing at that point?
So you've had, in that time period, we've already had a lot of stuff, and we've not seen Leia, right?
Mm-hmm.
You've had 3 seasons of The Mandalorian. You've had Ahsoka.
I know, but the movie is
you're going to have Skeleton Crew. I highly doubt Leia's in that. All that's in that time period.
If Thrawn is coming back to set up a new, that's where it's just going to get tricky. If Thrawn's setting up a whole new empire because he doesn't think the Republic's going to work, at some point, Leia and Mon Mothma have to come in.
No, they don't. No, well, hold on now. They don't. Look at Rebels. He was out there for a very long time, and his story arc. Maybe we had a Mon Mothma sighting, but we didn't have a Leia sighting. You have to remember, your top general is not going to be like on the front lines. Last time I checked, the president of the United States, hey, he's not a shield out there in the Iraq War or in Afghanistan but you could say they made the decision. You don't have to see
supposed to be more like the politician side of things too.
She is
like her
right
dad
now.
was. Like,
right now, right now, this time she's like in meetings
I know
because you got to remember.
Like Bail Organa is like the under the works rebellion guy, but he's also like the face politician. So I mean, it's not like he's like you said, he's not like on a tauntaun leading the Battle of Hoth or something like
yeah.
She's back behind the front lines.
So if they recast her, you would be not happy, Margot.
No, I just don't see. No, I think this is bullshit. I don't think it says we must keep making content. We don't need Leia. I don't think we need Leia at all. Yeah, I would. Why would you touch legacy characters in the first place? It's never gone well.
Plus, for Thrawn, you have Hera, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You just do it through Hera. Hera says she talks to tons of times in books, in the Rebels things. She's said, yeah, I talked to General Leia. Or, yeah, I talked to Leia Organa. You can use it, like I said, as the book. She can be the boogeyman. She's always in the background. She's the Wizard of Oz. You don't actually need to have her show face, and that way you can salvage some of these characters. Huh?
Whatever. I mean, holograms, all that stuff.
Yeah, holograms. Do whatever you need, but like you don't need to bring her back at all. Like, and you shouldn't. Which character have they done justice to bringing back? Y'all think they did justice to Luke bringing him back?
Deep fake Luke.
Yeah, y'all think they did justice to Han Solo, where Kylo's stabbing him?
I do think young Han Solo was not too bad.
Young Han Solo, sure. No, I know.
Everybody kind of blasted the Solo movie, but I think he did a pretty good job.
No, I know. But I'm saying going forward, do you think I mean, what are they going to do with Leia that's going to add value? I don't know why Wayseeker's pushing this hard.
I just don't know why you need her that much.
I think that's the point. Is like you put it 2 parts. You said if we keep going forward to make content between 6 and 7, it's time for Leia to get. No, it's not. That doesn't make any sense. That's a Dom statement.
I agreed with this article. It was pretty interesting, just because I do think she's the one that's in charge. She's the face of the New Republic, and at some point you've got to show the face. Maybe it is deep faking. Maybe you don't deep faking.
I mean,
you don't have to show.
The only story you're going to tell in this time frame, and I don't even know, it's probably passing the fact that Adam Driver can't even maybe pass for that young anymore. It would be Kylo Ren's story, right? Or Ben Solo's story.
Ben Solo's story.
Like, I mean, that would be the only story I think where you would need a lot of Leia to tell. Like everything else, I think, like Marco, you can kind of smoke and mirrors it.
And why would you get? No offense, but why would you get into the Ben Solo story?
No, I'm not saying do it. I'm just saying that's the only story.
I mean, like, here's the thing. Like, if we're talking about what it would look like realistically, JJ's right. It's a Ben Solo story. What's the other thing that brings her out? Talking politics, like intergalactic politics at this point. Rebuilding. Hey, I'm about to sign a bill to do the rebuilding structure for the roads on Coruscant, and like, hey, we're gonna send out 20 million credits to help rebuild trees on Kashyyyk. Like that's what you guys want to bring back Leia for?
I think you can get her for more politics than that, but yes, I hear what you're saying.
I mean, like, that's what I'm saying your options pretty much are.
But
so like, why?
She's the counterpoint to Thrawn in the grand scheme.
No, she's not.
She's the leader. She'll be the leader.
Hera is going to be.
Hera's not the leader.
Yes. Hera is going to be the leader. It is the counterpoint.
She basically commands their Air Force.
Yeah, she does. She's like the highest ranking general of the Air Force. So like, yes, against the highest ranking of the Imperial fleet, ex-Imperial fleet, Thrawn. So yes, that's exactly who.
History.
We'll see. I'll be interested to see what they do. I would not have a problem with the recaster. I think Leia.
Yeah, because you've got
Leia's the one character that you have a hard time not using. Han Solo you can write off and doing who knows what. Luke you can write off and doing who knows what. Leia is kind of front and center as the face of.
I don't think so.
Of the New Republic. So,
well, you can be wrong.
All right, Star Wars Outlaws. Surprise, surprised. Came out this week. They underperformed, but they did come out with a new roadmap. I played this game quite a bit, not as much as JJ. The game's really good. I'm really surprised that it's underperformed the way it has. Yeah. But the DLC content for Lando and all of that is coming November 21st, which will also be having a Steam release. They're trying to hope that will drum up support. They still believe the game can be saved. that they can get enough players for Christmas and other things like that to keep making additional content after what's promised in February. I don't know if that's true.
What's the content stream on this? Like, is anybody big streaming this?
Well, it's not a multiplayer game, so
It's hard to stream.
Yeah, but I mean, even with that, some people still stream playthroughs.
So what they've really, I don't know, because I don't follow video.
Wait a minute, dude. What
question.
the fuck picture is this, bro?
What do you mean?
What?
Wayseekr.
Oh yeah, I didn't even notice. It was. You like Nix is with his glasses on? Yeah.
That's a
he's
dude's
wearing a VR
face.
headset.
That's a dude's face. The fuck is that?
I didn't even notice.
That's some dude with what is that? The
VR.
It's
VR
like a VR unit. Yeah.
No, that's a dude. That's some dude. He clipped his face. He put it on there.
It's not a dude.
Yes, it is.
Oh, whatever.
That's a goatee.
It was just
That's
yeah.
a white
It was just
dude
the
right
article.
there.
That's
Editorial.
This is the picture they had in the article. I didn't even notice. The article probably didn't even notice either.
That's awesome. The article stole for somebody's fucking.
So when the game,
what publication was this? Because they're as bootleg as us, bro.
It's actually a pretty big publication.
Yeah, nice. Everybody does the same.
I didn't
shit.
even notice. That's amazing.
When one person creates one picture, we all use it, no matter.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, that's great.
I was gonna say, when a game launches like this and it kind of is underperforms the market or has an unsavory amount of glitches and issues, it's really hard to get back as a single player game.
Yeah.
If you look at the things that have kept, and actually they probably had smoother launches than this, but things that have kept Grand Theft Auto 5 alive for so long, Red Dead Redemption 2, they added multiplayer components to those games. And even though they were open world games, they added that. And that's what's basically kept them alive, especially Grand Theft Auto and the whole scheme of things for so long. Like, for this to try to have a lengthy life and adapt and overcome its slow start or whatever, I just don't think it's going to happen.
It's also
so you can't even co-op play on this?
No.
Nope.
It's also not a big enough IP. It's not like Star Wars is, but Outlaws isn't. So it doesn't have like a ton of fans that want a good game that have been playing Outlaws forever. Like Cyberpunk was able to come back from a horrendous launch.
Even then, I don't think it came back to the degree that they really had what they wanted out of it.
But the game was big enough.
I think you could, especially with the way the game plays out. Like, I think you can. Once again, I said this earlier, and you guys are completely avoiding what could have saved this. If you made this back generation compatible, you probably
you can't. We're gonna get to it in a second.
Say it again.
Not in a second.
Say it again. That. Well, hey, guess what? It's underperforming.
I'm gonna skip the.
No. Go back to that. No, hey, go back to
Survivor.
that. No. We're not skipping anything. Go back to that. We can hit it later. No. But you said it's underperforming.
The PlayStation 5
with that.
Yeah, 100% does.
Compatibility. It doesn't work.
100%.
I think the PlayStation 5 hit like the 70 million units sold mark.
100% does. 100% does.
No. Because they
hey, your way's not working. Hey, let me tell you this.
You brought up Survivor, and guess what?
Stop. Is your way working? Is your way working? You got even a picture right here. By the way, so what we're pointing out is the little creature that fouls around here.
No game has backwards compatibility anymore.
None.
The new systems are like 4 or 5 years old,
and they're successful games. None of them need backwards compatibility.
It's not successful. It just you can't call this. You cannot call it a successful game on the article that you put up there.
No, I'm not saying this is successful. I'm saying they are successful games.
Nobody can hear you because all you do is shake your head like a crazy person and go. Look, it says underperformed. You got a person with a hey, stop! You got a person with a goatee. You sound like boss Nass over here. You got a guy with a goatee and underperformed. That's all I'm saying.
He deserved that.
Your way isn't working. Try a different way. Try a different way if your way isn't working. Is all I'm gonna say. All right.
The game underperformed, but it had nothing to do with backwards compatibility.
Sure.
It had a lot to do with glitches and lots of other things. And no.
They're literally launching the second version of all the old consoles like now. So you're gonna be even further behind.
Yeah.
Like the Switch 2 just got revealed. The PlayStation 5 Pro just got revealed. Like,
people don't like getting a half-created game and paying full money for it either. I think the money thing was a huge turnoff for a lot of people.
That's a Ubisoft. That's been a Ubisoft issue for a while, and I think it's
all
catching up with them. But.
Yeah, sure. So is this
Anyway,
picture.
Skipping
Can't
forward,
look at that dude.
go back.
No, don't skip. Go
Jedi
back
Survivor.
Go in order.
Fine.
Star Wars
KOTOR got promising updates this week. Saber Interactive secured a big new investors that they're hoping that will make the game possible. This thing's going on 6 years now.
Let's see how they blow through that money fast as shit.
They've been blowing their money on something, but they got investors that somehow are still giving them money for this game that is nowhere near. We haven't even seen any images or trailers or nothing about it in 6 years. But people are still throwing money at the possibility of this game because I don't know why, but they are.
They got new investors because they're massively in debt, and it's the only way the company can continue. And the other reason is they used the IP to leverage that. There was no update on development or anything else, or even telling you what entity of Saber Interactive was actually working on the game, or that anybody was working on the game at all. They just said, "Well, we have these IPs, and Star Wars: Knights of the Old Republic is one of them."
You want to talk like Leslie has been taking Disney's money?
They
taking money way more than
anybody yeah. Hey, they just went from ramen noodles up to like Hot Pockets, bro. They got Hot Pocket money now. They might actually have microwavable White Castle money at this point. So yeah, I mean, keep it going, boys. Keep it going. Get that bag. However you got to get it.
5 years from now, they're gonna have new investors. They're gonna say the same thing.
They're not gonna. Eventually, they're not gonna. Hey, buy extra clean underwear now because you ain't gonna be able to afford clean underwear in a couple of years.
I still think this game is dead, but hey, whatever. I hope it comes out, but I'm not anticipating it ever happening. So, yeah. So Jedi Survivor's release on PS4 and Xbox One surprisingly underwhelms because the graphics suck, loading times are horrible, and the game is just played poorly. So if you are cheap enough that you still have a PS4 and Xbox One and you want to play these games, that's your fault. Update your consoles and buy something new.
Did you add the just update your console already line, or was that?
I added that one.
I figured.
So like you want this backwards compatibility.
Xbox One just did a massive upgrade and this game doesn't play that bad on it. I'll be honest with you. It's also this game didn't do that great when it came back out either.
It did
It did okay.
Jedi Survivor did really well. I don't know.
It went on sale. It went on sale really fast. This is the second one, right? Or is this the first one?
Second one.
Yeah. The second one went on sale real quick compared to the first one. It didn't do as well as the first one.
It hit all its targets immediately, and then after that, like if you didn't buy it immediately, you weren't going to buy it, so they put it on sale. But it hit all of its targets on its initial sales. People like you.
Yeah. One thing that I think continually will affect these big game launches going forward is the video game thing.
Yeah, the guy who's broke keeps talking to me about buying more.
Have the physical media, and you still have those guys like me that probably want your physical media games.
Yeah.
But like now, it's becoming more and more. Like Ubisoft has one where you can get Outlaws. EA has one where you can. Everybody has their streaming services. A lot like cable television has become versus movies.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, well, you can just drop it on there, and so I mean, like you can play the same game for a monthly fee. And then drop that service, and then re-sign back up again when Jedi Survivor 3 comes out if you want.
Right.
Or you could you could literally just wait 3 months and then buy this at your local Target or Myers for 75% off, which is what happened. I bought this months ago.
You didn't have anything to play it on until it came out like a month and a half ago.
Yeah, and like within 2 to 3 weeks. It went on sale.
It's full of bad graphics, long loading times, and poor quality.
Well, I'm telling you, nobody wanted it then. It literally hit the shelves, went almost instantaneously.
People that actually wanted to play this game own the console that you could play on.
Because everybody else played it 3 years ago when it came out.
Yeah.
No, this was the second game. It came out last year, didn't it?
It's 2022.
It was a while ago.
Yeah.
When did the first game come out?
19, 18 when the comic came out.
Oh man, time's flying.
Right. Yeah. Before the pandemic.
Mm-hmm. No, this came out for Xbox more than a month ago. Because I played it over a month ago.
No, it just came out like last month. You're talking about the Xbox One PS4 version?
Yeah, it came out in August.
It came out, for the second game, it just came out like a month or two ago.
Oh shit! Then it must go on discount quick, bro.
Yeah, it exactly didn't do well.
Went discount real quick.
And Dom's not here. This is a toy that I actually think is pretty cool. I don't know if you ever play these gravity tracks, but they're like the marble runs and the tracks that you put together to make things.
Yeah, for sure.
So they're doing one for the Death Star, 201 pieces, and you can make your X-wings and
How
TIE
much is this?
fighters. The price is, I couldn't find the price because it's not out yet, but they'd probably be about $100 for 200 pieces.
Too much.
That's not too bad for something the kids to play with.
Much. Yeah. Usually these are around like the 65, 75.
They'll go on sale, but yeah. So I actually think this is pretty cool.
Cool.
And you get the turrets and everything like that, and I think
I'll wait till it goes on sale and then I'll buy it, of course.
Yeah. So this is one I think if you have kids.
Oh, speaking of that, buy your calendars right now. Their nativity calendars are on sale for your Star Wars and Marvel.
Advent calendars, yeah.
Your event. What did I say?
Nativity.
Oh shit. Event. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. So anyway, this is a cool one to put on your
cool.
Christmas list for kids.
Kids love this shit too.
Enjoy
and
that.
then they just start rebuilding whatever they want and start just taking things and throwing it through them and shit.
Yep.
Balls will be bouncing off your. And your hardwood floors are always fucked up, and you're like, you know, these are Brazilian, right? You know, you can't get it in this style anymore, right?
They don't care.
No, they don't.
This one is for you, Marco. Star Wars Celebration announced that they'd have their fan panel applications and your new stage HoloNet application. So if you want to be streaming Dark Side, or you want to do anything like that, lead a panel to bring awareness to our show, you can now apply for your panel.
Yeah. I'm gonna spend $1,000 to stream some bullshit for this little.
Yep, that's right. Because you love us so much,
dude. They did release a bunch of stuff too. You know what's fucked up? So here it is. I've already booked the entire trip, paid for it, booked. Everything's good. And here's what's messed up. And I'll give you advice on Japan if you're going for any of these events. First off, they don't release hotels, like Disney hotels. So here it is. Where the thing is probably a 20-minute ride to 20-minute, 15-minute train ride from Disney Japan. But you cannot book those hotels till 4 months in advance, which sucks, especially if you're traveling with family. Also, too, like you got to be very careful when you're booking your hotels, because if the hotels are in a business district, don't book there.
Don't book. A Love Hotel.
Yeah. Almost booked the Love Hotel. I was like, hey, hon, look at this fucking hotel. This shit's wild, bro.
Why is that shaped like a heart?
You're gonna love this.
I was like, this is wild. It says, translation, because you gotta translate the shit too, which is amazing, bro. When you translate it says it's women friendly. Like, this sounds like a good thing. Kids, women, you know what the fuck ever. And she goes, hon. I go, it's kind of like 90s fucking hooker style. Like, this would be fun as shit to. And they got great pool and shit. Yeah, you know, but like it's all like neon. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, whatever. You know, it's fun because the rest of the rooms are shit. Like hotels in Japan, a lot of them, if you don't get the theme hotel, it's just shit. It's like bunk beds and crap for 4 people. Like, oh, this is like fucking sweet.
Yeah, but
why the hell, mind you, why the hell would you have a 4-person room in a hooker hotel? Is beyond me anyway.
Your theme isn't geisha, though. It's not supposed to be geisha.
Your kids are gonna have so much fun.
Dude, we're gonna get arrested. My kids are fucking heathens, bro. They eat every 2 fucking hours, which sucks because like they eat everywhere. Like everywhere. They don't, 0 fucks given. They will eat, they'll be like, we're hungry. Fuck, we need food. If you don't have it, they'll find it. They'll scavenge it and they'll start just eating.
They got a lot of American chains now in Japan. So
they don't care. They my kids' palate is.
So yeah, you're never coming back. You're going to get stuck over there.
But we're gonna get arrested. Yeah, because they're loud as fuck too, like loud as fuck. So like we gotta travel on the train, so they're gonna be loud as fuck and eating shit. Like that's too no.
Bullet trains are nice and quiet too.
Yeah. Hey, till we get there.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Till we get there, that ain't gonna go over well.
Oh my god!
We're trying to
they're gonna have lightsabers and do lightsaber battles.
Everything, dude. They're gonna just walk up to people and be like, "Yo, what are you doing?"
Though, you'll probably be lucky if you're taking like that path from Lake Lear to the con. Like you're gonna be like around a lot of. Can you teach tourists there? Well, we didn't book at Disney because we didn't know because it said like not available. So we didn't book at Disney. But plus 2, we're going to Kyoto too. We're going for a while. We're not just going for like making a vacation.
So we're gonna be out there. So we're gonna be down Tokyo for like 3 days. Then we're shooting out to like, well, that's it. We're gonna
Kyoto or
we're gonna go to the right side of Tokyo, like right by where the con is, but between Disney and
and that's where Vin Diesel drove up.
Yeah, right. But we're gonna be in right between the two of them, so that we can take a short train right there. Then we're going to like Ahsoka and Kyoto on the other side, and gonna hang out there and go through some of the temples and castles and shit.
Oh, the temples, yeah, your kids are gonna do great there. First one, you're gonna be kicked out. They sure gonna love that.
I mean,
they're gonna be Cheetos.
Marco is like,
hey, the good part is the good part.
Like, wait, are you going fishing?
I might. I'm gonna actually. There's definitely. I have a couple fishing stores that I'm gonna try to go to.
Experience there,
huh?
I said you should try it. I hear it's a pretty rad experience.
No, yeah. There's definitely some stores that I have already marked out that I'm gonna try to go for and stuff like that. And I can buy the stuff and then resell it back, which is nice. But yeah, I mean, my children are very polite, but also too like, you put them outside, like, you know what I mean? Like that's their territory. I'm not so worried. I think we can get them on the train. They've been in hotels before. They know to say please and thank you, Mr. and Mrs. Like they're good with that stuff.
Yeah, just like
but the minute you get those kids outside or you get them to a con, it's over, bro. They own those. The con
will be fine. You got no regret.
Yeah, the con will be fine.
Temple. As long as they don't treat the temple like a con, you'll be okay.
You should see the crazy arcades and everything they have over there, though. You could probably just like drop them off on one of those and
my son will. He's a monster in arcades. He is a monster in arcades. He just goes nuts. He's because he's louder than the machines. So however the machine loud is, he's on top of that. Like, yeah, get him! All right, did you see how I'm killing it? Like, shut, geez, you don't gotta be louder than the machines, bro. He's like, huh? I go, hey, you don't have to be louder than the machines. He's like, I'm not. What are you talking about? And he's right back to it 2 seconds later. So like, I really the only thing the eating is gonna be a problem. Like, it's gonna be a problem because they don't even have trash cans and stuff like that. You know what I mean, on the sides of the roads and stuff. So like, I'm gonna be like Santa Claus with a trash bag, just carry a trash bag around me the whole time.
wait, you're in Tokyo? They don't have trash cans?
No, they don't. Yeah, no, they don't. No, they don't. You're not supposed to eat on the streets at all. Yeah, like you're really not supposed to be. Yeah, you're not supposed to be eating on the streets, bro. Like my brother was out there. He's like, hey, dude, how are you gonna take these kids out there? I go, what do you mean? He goes, eating in the street. I go, yeah, is that real? He's like, yeah. He's like, you have to sit down and eat at a restaurant. My kids will sit down for 2 minutes, shove some food in their mouth, go like, okay, I'm full, and like, no, eat more than you. Now I'm full. The minute they get out the restaurant, they'll be like, hey, though, let me see that container real quickly. I want to eat something. And they will go, like, my son burns through energy real quick. So like every 2 hours, he has to eat.
Sticks, that's your job. You got to scour the internet for the Santa Claus family gets arrested.
Yeah. American Santa Claus gets arrested. That's what you got to do. I like that. I'll eat rice all day. They don't have fortune cookies, you idiot. What the fucking racist, stupid shit are you?
The kids never let us know. Somebody's supposed to know.
See, this is what's gonna happen to George Lucas. This is why BK didn't mean anything by that comment. It's racist as fuck. He didn't mean anything by that comment. Plus, fortune cookies are supposed to be Chinese, not Japanese, any damn way. He doesn't know the difference.
He goes to the hibachi restaurant. Where's my fortune cookie at?
You can't expect BK to know better.
BK. This is like he said, "Pay." He's like, "Yo, what's up? Where's my fortune cookie at, bitches? Get out of here." You can't let that happen to Lucas. That's what's gonna happen to George Lucas. You can't do that. BK doesn't mean any harm by that. He's fucking ignorant. I mean, what do you want?
Who has a better chance of living? Me in Baltimore or BK in Japan?
BK in Japan? No shot. BK in Japan? No shot. Dude, he's going to be, he'll be drugged up by a hooker real quickly, taken down the back alley. We'll never see him again, dude. They got that guy's number. They got he's like, hey, sucky, long time. Where's my fortune cookie? Done. Yuzuku comes in. He's like, I didn't think there's guns here. They're like, they got guns. They got him. He's gone. We don't see him anymore. He's done.
Yeah, don't mess with a guy that only has like 3 fingers and a bunch of tattoos.
Yeah, if he's missing a pinky finger, that's it. He'd make fun of him. He's like, oh. What happened? You had your pinky finger up. That guy also understands English, by the way. He will take care of you. Do not do that. Don't go there. He's the dude. Hey, he's the dude that they do where they get him into like the upstairs like liquor bars and they promise him a flat rate price, and then after he has 2 drinks and he's hammered, they charge him like 20 times and it's all his money and stuff.
Sure. Yeah. Nice nice 80s movie reference.
Yeah. No, you're not. No,
Somehow we're an hour into the show.
Hey, these 2 things. This is why I'm good in Japan. Drunkenness and gluttony are actually not bad things in Japan. You can actually drink and eat a lot of shit, dude. You just gotta eat it all.
I don't know. I don't think they look too kindly on them.
Drinking? They do.
The
drunkenness they do because they'll take care of you even if you pass out in the streets. They'll take
it depends on what like drunkenness is or like
disorderly. They don't take it.
Yeah,
but no. When my brother was there, he would say the businessmen would be pissing in the streets. They'll unzip their pants and pee right in the fucking streets. So, what do they call them? The businessmen? Is that what they call them? Whatever the guys are. The guys that wear suits all the time that walk around. The guys that
yes,
the jobbers, the businessmen, whatever. Yeah. All right. Why are we still talking about that? Let's get into comics. All right. We had Ahsoka. We had some covers. We had some covers for Ahsoka come out this week. Not much else. All right. Coming up next week. Hey, I'm really excited about this. Hold on. I want to talk about this. Yeah.
Read this.
Yeah. And not just this. I like what they're doing with this initiative. This is going to be it for a while.
Yep.
This is what we're getting here. And I'm going to give you a little clue in on the FOC here in a little bit too. But this is coming out next week. I'm excited about this. It's giving a little tail. Oh, what the hell just happened? I kicked my own stuff. I'll get a little tail there. You got 3 covers. You got 125. You got some cool ones. And it's going to go just an A, B, and this type of cover, whatever the Battle of Jakku crap 25. Nobody gives a shit. People hanging out Windows cover is. Also coming out next week, we're going to have. I like the series. I know that what's his name? The Jedi guy's got kind of a corny name. But
Kenzu, yeah.
Kenzu run. But this Inquisitor cover that they've been doing, like that extra one, the B one, and you're going to start seeing it because that's what they're going to move towards then. They're not going to do really true incentives off the back end. It's actually a smart move, and I think they're finally listening. Like, let's just get in stories that are pretty decent. They don't have to go that long and see how it works. I'm asking you out there, if you are, salarymen, thank you, PK. I'm asking you really quickly too. If you haven't and you like to shit on it, give Inquisitors a shot and also give this a shot real quickly, all right? Because a lot of stuff that we complain about in Star Wars, it seems, I know for sure with Inquisitors that they're doing it, those are the things that we've always said are problems in comics and in Star Wars. They are giving us what we're asking for in Inquisitors and in the new series that's rolling out here, The Insurgents Rising. They're giving us both those. Please try them out. Please read them. The back issues are already there for Inquisitors if you can still get them. It's a fun read. It's a good read. It's worth your $1. And they got some cool covers on it, and they're not going to cost you an arm and a leg. I'm
really interested to see how a comic comes out every week does. Because, basically you're getting 12 issues in 16 weeks because you have Ewoks sporadically, but it's like 3 issues of the Battle of Jakku with one Ewok.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's going to be a really interesting way of doing comics. We'll have to wait a month for the story to continue. And if that helps the storytelling technique or not, I'm kind of looking forward to that switching up.
My only fear is I hope it's a good story from the start because there's no adjustment there, right? Like take for instance, like Phase 1 High Republic, like the Drin Gear thing and all that. Like they could probably see that was not going well. For the first 6 issues, maybe we could shift the focus of this to a better character like Ro or something. With this, you can't do that. Like it's all done and in the can.
I get it, but that's also a positive too. Like if Ewoks turns out to be shit, we can drop it. But we have Inquisitors, right? Like Inquisitors already proved they can do it well. Come on, dude. We got Ken Run.
We can drop it, but can shops drop that?
Well, yeah, you're right. Because
don't you have to order it so far in advance? You pretty much ordered the
whole
whole
series. It's 3 already. But we're getting 1 this week. So if 1 hits, you're going to know because the FOC for 3. So you're going to order 3. And at least you're not going 50 and they're coming out with 1 to 100s and all this other stuff to try to get you incentivized.
Yeah. They're only on ordering 3 now?
Yeah.
I would figure they'd be deeper in that.
No, they're into 3. not for Inquisitor. This is Inquisitor number 4, right?
This is the last Inquisitor.
Yeah, this is the last Inquisitor. But Inquisitor did well. And I think one of the things that saved Inquisitor is they didn't have a 1 in 50, 1 in 25. Just had an A and B cover with a 25. So it was easy for retailers to say, okay, I can spend the, $2.80 per comic on this and not have to worry about it. I can get 10 and not feel like I'm missing out and losing money. Mm-hmm. It's a very big thing. I mean, from what I understand, like a lot of comic stores have been doing well with this, even under ordering and then reordering up because there's enough left over, and have been selling not huge volumes on it, but enough. They sold more of this than they were selling Star Wars on new pull activity. So through the series, they were selling more on this than they were. Now, I'm going to say it, and people aren't going to stand what I'm saying, so I'm going to have to clarify on Star Wars 50, right? So like the amount that's still left on their shelf percentage wise for Inquisitors compared to Star Wars 50, like the sell-through rate is higher on Inquisitors than it is on Star Wars 50. So like
also an easier sell because it's cheaper.
Well, that's what you. I mean, that's what you're saying. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's what you're saying too. It's like the sell-through rate, like they're having less stock on their shelves of it, so their percentages are better overall, which is what you want as a business owner anyhow. So like, they might have sold because of pre-polls, they might have sold 30 copies of Star Wars 50 at a store that only sells 10 copies of Inquisitors. Sure, but they've got 1 copy of Inquisitor left, and they've still got 20 incompetent, or you know what I mean. They got 20 copies left of Star Wars, so they have a 90% sell-through rate on one, and they're looking, probably like a 70%, 60% sell-through, which is usually just regular polls that just haven't got it off their poll list yet.
Sometimes the minis too, they, well, we kind of already said this, but you order less too is on the tail end of them.
Yeah,
you can kind of see how they're doing. So,
yeah. Well, I mean, this one seems to be doing well, so we'll see. Just to let you know, also too,
I still don't get what. Why do we do a Halloween release of this every freaking time?
Know.
Like, I don't get it. Like,
but here it is.
The title it is the Age of Republic, and they they put it on a different title. The whole thing is just so stupid.
Okay, but your shops are getting it this week. That doesn't mean they're giving it out this week, but they're getting it this week.
Yeah, so don't go in and ask for it.
Well, if you see, you can ask for it. If they say no, they're gonna wait till Halloween. Yeah.
I guess don't get mad if they tell you have to wait till Halloween.
Yeah, don't get mad if they tell you wait. Yeah.
You shouldn't wait anyways, so don't care.
Agree. FOC, well, they're gonna be well ordered too, and just because it says it's free doesn't mean it's free. It costs them, I think it's almost $1 now, isn't it?
Oh, is it really? Damn.
I can't remember what the tax is. They sell it. Yeah, it used to be cheaper than that. It might still be 10 cents. I know they sell packs.
A 50 pack for like a buck or something.
A buck. That's what it used to be. It used to be $1 for like 50 or something like that. And now I think it's like $5 for 50. So it's not whatever that fucking equals out to.
10 cents.
Is it 10 cents? Yeah. Still, it seems too expensive. Or is it 25? It might be 5 for 25.
I think it's 25 cents a piece. That's what I thought.
Yeah, I think it's 25 cents a piece because I think it's $5 for that. All right, FOC number 3. As we were talking about, the Battle of Jakku. We looked at the FOC explanation for this. Once again, we got some great covers here. We got a badass Luke cover on the right side. It's an AB. Why I'm saying great covers is, well, the O face on Anakin's kind of stupid, but we won't comment on that because
I've been ignoring those covers for.
Uber already commented on it, so it's all right.
Yeah, no, he wasn't. They just had to show his O face, Darth. They just had to show his O face. But yeah, so the other 2 covers, the A and B covers, look sweet. You might notice a new character on there too. That character supposedly shows up in 2. We're gonna get to figure out who they are, so they might be trying to do cameo, which I hate that they're doing it. They're trying to do cameo and first appearance, first full appearance. Fuck you.
Is that Wrecker?
But
not Wrecker on the cover?
No, it's not.
No.
But here you go. This is the description. Who's mysterious? And that's the person that we see, I think, on the left side of the cover. And what does her influence over the Defiant Imperial? So they're going to have a new Imperial group out there. We've kind of been looking to this already. For the Republic, does the Defiant Imperial have an Inquisitor? Once again, this is based off of like the post time of the Wingo books. So I don't think it's Inquisitor. I personally think it's just one of the people that were in the group that they're translating that into, like, the kids that were out there stealing stuff and coming in and trying to be their own dark side. I think that's what we're going to get here.
Is that like the name of like this wing of Imperials is Defiant Imperial?
Yeah, because they were the Imperials that didn't. Do you remember in his books there was a group of
they didn't like surrender or whatever?
Yeah, they didn't only just not surrender, but they wouldn't
Is that what he
acknowledge.
called them though? I don't remember them being called.
No.
I don't think so. I think that's what they're calling them in this.
Okay.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how they bring that up.
Yeah. And a comic. So yeah, Han Solo's showing up. We got it. Whatever. Either way. So we will see that. It still sounds
That Luke
good,
cover
man.
on the right.
What?
I said I actually like the Luke cover on
Me
the
too.
right.
I do too.
Yeah, all three of the same book. Ruben.
Yeah. Yeah, it's all the same book. This is the third. This is FOC for the third Insurgents Rising Battle of Jakku book. So that's what I'm saying. It's already at 3. You're going to see how 1 does. Hopefully it does well. Please support 1. If it sucks, I mean, come on, guys. If it sucks, let's just get rid of it. We'll tell you next week if it does or not. But please try to support some of these because 1 and 2 and 3, as far as it seems like there's a good storyline. What we're going into here. Obviously, we know Luke's going to come and save a couple people.
If it's bad, you got a whole nother storyline that drops in 3 weeks after that. So
give it a try. All right, but that's that. That's our FOC. So not a lot of stuff. It's good. They've told us, hey, look, this is what I'm telling you. We've asked for it. Everybody but Ruben, who wants 80,000 covers for everything. We want 1 title a week, maybe 2. We want a concise story that's not going 50, 100 issues. They're giving us that. So give it a try. I mean, I'm not trying to, but we can't bitch all the time about everything. And then when they finally hear us say that they don't listen, and then when they finally listen to us, not give the shit a try. So please give the shit a try. All right.
Do we know, this is just a random off the cuff thought, but do we know who has the rights to the IDW stuff now? Can't Marvel reprint those? If my recollection's correct.
They could.
Why on earth do we get a Rise of Kylo Ren Halloween issue and not a Tales from Vader Castle Halloween thing? If you're gonna reprint old stories, I don't know.
I think it's
Marvel.
I think Kylo is going to be the next main series. So they're setting it up. We're going to find out at NYCC.
No, we don't think. We know that that's going to be there because Brown already said something about it.
Yeah. They kind of already leaked that out.
They've leaked it, but they haven't officially said it.
It's not very Halloweeny to me. I get it. Maybe they're using it as a promo thing, but still.
I think NYCC, you're going to see the official announcement that's going to be Jedi Temple, Kylo stuff, and so they're going to try to play on that.
Yeah, they're going to do that one. Probably try to make it a 20-person run on there. We'll see how 20 run.
I hope not, but whatever. I'm really interested to see what the other main lines are going to be.
But you never know. They might try to bring back some of these guys. I'll be honest with you. Can we give Soul a rest for a little bit?
Yes.
Can we just give him a rest?
I hope so.
I should give him a rest. Take a break. We don't need a big long run of anything anymore where he puts little Easter eggs and then's like, hey, but guess what? 25 issues later, I'll bring back up that character. Let's give it all a rest. Let's keep it moving for a little bit.
I envisioned it ending in a Y in my head, Ruben, just so you know, instead of an IE.
I'm really interested to see if they do an Afro. We'll talk about that. I have a whole NYCC Dom thing whenever Dom does come back.
When's NYC? It's in 2 weeks?
3 weeks. But they have all the panels they announced. So we have to tell Dom which panels he has to go to. So I was gonna do that on the show for a news one week.
Sure. I'm gonna go to panels.
He said he would. We'll see.
He's gonna call. Hey, over under. Nobody in the chat tell him this. Over under. He waits the week before New York, the week while he's there, to go hey, bro, is there any way you could hook me up?
Give me on the panels.
It's already too late now, right?
Yeah.
3 weeks out is way too late.
Yeah.
But we should somehow do a poll and see who gets the closest to the okay, we have 3 weeks. He hasn't asked yet. I'm gonna say he hasn't asked yet.
The Tuesday before would be my
But
poll.
Usually he asks me so it'll be the Sunday before the con and
Tuesday,
right.
Tuesday
before.
But New York, if I recall, New York starts New York for people. No. Right? New York for people like me starts on Monday.
Oh.
So
yeah, but you wouldn't be having panels and stuff.
No,
I know that, but what I'm saying is even if I'm saying he's asking the day it start just he asked to get into that con an hour before the con started, and he was there a day before, and I'd already been on the floor for 12 hours.
Yeah,
he's gonna ask does he ask it starts on Thursday? Does he ask Wednesday, thinking it's the day before the con?
Dude, I want Dom to get a press pass to these things. He's got.
He should, but he has to apply.
You have to
9 months ahead of time.
That's what I'm saying. You got to apply way ahead of time. But
never gonna do that.
New York's really tough.
We should just apply for him.
No. New York's really tough to get in for that. They don't.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, they don't.
That and I think San Diego are
Hey,
like
Kyle.
the toughest.
What's up, SNS Kyle? What's his thing? Who's he? Wow! Look at this slick guy.
He's like a
Whoa.
Hollywood
Look
headshot going on there.
Oh man, that is slick. That you could be going to a ICP concert looking like that. Yeah, no, I'm just kind of waiting for it. I haven't.
Tuesday. My bet is Tuesday before the con.
Tuesday. It's either going to come Sunday after the show, before the week of the con, because the Monday, right? Or you're right, or it'll be like Tuesday, or he'll call me while he's there. Be like,
I'm in line. Give me out of these peasants.
Can you give me this con you're not at?
Yeah. Oh, I'm still not sure. I'm not going yet. I have obviously there's a lot of, I'm not sure. I'm not saying I'm not going.
I'm gonna send you to the panels then.
You haven't gone a couple years.
I know, because it's really, I know they raise it.
More like
two things.
I've never been to New York. It's more like celebrity kind of based, kind of like San Diego, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean there is comics,
like
but they're really expensive there. For one. Number two, like this time I have young kids, and this time is a great time, especially to be out here. Like right now, like our bolts are getting pulled, all that stuff. I coach a couple soccer teams. Like we have sports camps going on that I deal with. It's like a fun time, and we have Halloween getting ready for it, and like they're not going to like doing that much longer, right? So to try to get away.
I gotta attend a Marco coached soccer game sometime.
Oh, dude. Actually, you know what? It's funny. I can
always envision it's like Will Ferrell from Kicking and Screaming.
No, dude. It's kind of cool. This guy, he hit me up. The coach that we played against this week hit me up, and he's like, "Hey, coach, good game today, or whatever." Blah blah blah. I was like, "Yeah, it was fire." He goes, I know this is weird. I just want to tell you, I really appreciate playing against you guys." And I'm like, "Okay." He's like, "This is he's like, you're the funnest group of coaches that we've ever coached against." And I was like, "Oh, well, thank you very much for it." He goes,
"There are like some that take it way too
because people just, he's like, and then he asked a couple questions. He asked he's like, how do you motivate them? Like they beat us, but he's like, how do you motivate them? Because I heard, when we were down and whatever, they should have creamed us. They should have beat us 12 to no, because we are a rec team and they're a club team. So we play all club teams. We play a rec team because half of our team is the Catholic school team. So we can't play whatever because they schedule games on Sundays. So we have to play with the club kids. So we're playing the club kids, and he's like, "How do you?" Because my kids, we should have beat this team last week. I said, "Yeah, well, this is, He's like, "I can't believe you guys take kids out and like train them on the side and a bunch of cool stuff," which is good to hear because you don't usually get to hear it, right? Like every parent thinks their fucking kid is the next boom.
I haven't coached a lot, but I've refed like volunteer, at least.
Volunteer
to ref.
Oh, I had to tell both him. So
way too serious parents, man.
So here's one. So all of a sudden, my son's got the ball. He plays mid. My son's coming down. He's on a breakaway. Kid comes across and cleats up and ends up cleaning his arm in his Swanson, like just karate. Kids have got a lot of dexterity there. Slide karate kicks him like in the middle region and takes his hand with him, whatever. And my son bellies over, and I'm like, "Ref," and I never say that. Like I'll never say like "ref." And the ref, she goes, "I missed it." And I'm like, "Fair, but you got to call a timeout." The kid's like, "You got to call time. I mean, you got to stop play or whatever." So, I mean, because the kid's injured. I mean, he's injured. Shit. So the other coach on the other team's like, "How did you see that?" Like to the ref. And then my kit coach is like, he's like, "What the hell?" And I go, "Whoa, boys, slow down. Like, it's all right. She wasn't in a position to see it." They're like, "It doesn't matter. You see the kid flip over kid's leg." Turned out it was the other coach's kid that like spiked my kid too. So I bring him out, I bandage him up a little bit. He's bleeding a little bit. I put some ice on him, whatever. Kids that age, they're privates or whatever. So it's not as bad, but yeah, I has him down. So that they're going at it. And I'm like, "Guys, it's hard to find refs. Stop it. Stop." Because then she missed them. You know how that gets. Those guys are giving both the other coach and whatever are like, "Dude, what are we?" They did a handball free kick. Like, no, handball goal kick. So like free goal kick. Like nobody standing in there, like free shot on the goal. Some parents yelled, "Yeah, that's a free shot on goal." And the coach from that team's like, "No, it isn't. That's not a thing. He didn't anything.
Like, with no goalie?
He goes, that goal doesn't count. Yeah, like with a goalie, like they just took the ball, put it in front of the goalie, like 4 feet from the goalie, and we're on 7-7, and like gave a free kick to the goal, non-intruded, and it's like, and the coach on their team's like, that's not a thing. That doesn't count. And he kicked it. I go, just let it go. They kicked it. That goal doesn't count. We're not putting it in there. And they're like, I guys, we'll take care of it later. So like, he's like, yeah, I mean, it's fun. Like, it sucks because it does suck. Like, there's a lot of stuff that gets missed, but like,
they get paid no money. Those refs get paid no money, and they're not.
They get paid dick all.
No,
and I get why. So this is what I don't get. Like, I don't get. I don't get why the other team's upset about how they play, because they pay $3,200 for a season.
Wow.
Like, I had one guy on my team. He said one thing. I said, get off the field. I said, no. I told his son, I said, hey, you don't listen to him. If you want me on this team, you don't listen to your dad, and you get the hell off the field. Get off. You don't say anything to him. And I think I don't know how much they pay, but I think it's like 130. We pay because we're rec like 130 a team. Our kid, and they're paying like 3,000. So yeah, I get why they're mad when we're beating them. Like, I understand why you're kicking our kids in the nuts, and you're like, hey, that's like, I get, no, it's a goal kick. Yeah, no, it's not. You don't get a free goal kick there. Like, it's not a penalty kick. Like, you don't get that. So, but yeah. No, it's cool, man. I'm not bad. I'm not. Yeah, Will Fair. I did take my hat off. We crossed, and this kid was there, and he decided to back up with the ball. Not once, twice. I did the second time. I took my hat off and threw it out. I was like, what are we doing? What are we doing? There's the goal. The goalie's not even there. All he had to do was putt the ball 1 inch, and it was going in a goal. It was so beautiful. And but then you compliment the other guy that did the crossing pass, and then you bring the kid over and you said, son, here, like, I don't want to see you backing up again, like, that type of stuff. You just coach. You coach. I mean, but I told this coach too, like when I was really coaching, like 10 years ago, when we were sending kids to play scholarships and stuff, like, the coaching, the refereeing, and the parents weren't like they are now. It is
no.
Well, maybe that's like 15 years ago, but like, still, like, I was young back then, and I'd walk up to the parents and be like, hey, there's one thing you do. You just give me a cash envelope at the end to tell me how great I did. That's the only thing I want to hear from you. Don't want to hear anything else. Yeah, they used to give us an envelope, like cards. They give us cards and they take cash in it, because they pay you what, like $5,000 a season to coach. It wasn't a lot. Now they don't even pay us shit.
Really got paid.
Now they don't pay us shit. Yeah, now they don't even pay us shit. Now we get less than that. We get nothing. They give me a 10% discount.
You get like a stipend to take the kids out for pizza.
No, we don't get that. We don't even get that anymore. Dude, I buy all the equipment, all the training equipment shit too. I buy everything. So like, they don't do anything. All right, let's get out of that though.
All right, let's get rankings.
All right, let's do comic book rankings, and then after that we can cover the novel and how we'll see how that.
Oh, good. I can leave while you guys are arguing over the novel.
All right. I think I'm ready.
Let me get into it. All right, so here we go. This is our last grouping. We'll get something else with comics next week. But this is our last grouping here. Now, this is some of our faves, especially some of my favorite. Oh my God, I own all these books.
You tried to set Dom up for one of these, but he didn't even show up. So,
Holy hell, I own every one of these books.
You do?
We said this week was going to be rough.
Yeah, I own all these books. Why aren't we doing more of these books?
What do you mean?
This is like the best list you've had. So for the people that don't know what's going on, we take the top 5 books and we put them here and then we rank them, and they're going to go into the index that Wayseekers put together. These are the best. I wasn't lying on what did I say? Ranking 10 for no. Some of these are still fucking hot as shit comics.
I was like, I don't know what you were saying with your clickbait thing, but it was not true. Because there's some.
I'm going to change it. This is still hot fucking comics. Why don't we have? This should be our entire list. This should be our entire list. Holy shit! What are we doing, Wayseeker? All right, number 1, and it's going to be one. My favorite book. I love this book. I got this book in a 9.8. I ain't gonna lie about it. Thrawn number 1, Matina cover, 1/50. Yeah. Oh no shit! All he does is take art and then just put it on the cover. Yeah, absolutely. And he did a hell of a job when he took this off the novel too. Great art. I love it. Should have bought more of it.
You should have. I'm gonna play this one just because it is.
This is number 1. Shut your mouth.
Just because it is original art and he stole it and he's been in a habit of doing this one, it should move on. But I'd put it in the 5 spot just because
You're an idiot. This is number 1. Shut up.
No,
this is the funny part. This is the funny part.
This is his art.
Hold on. This is the funny part with this book. Here's the funny part with this book. This book actually didn't move a ton, including during the COVID highs because it got too expensive.
That was a slow starter.
But now it is moving regularly, as in quarterly. One here quarterly, one there quarterly. So I think it's a smart book to put in our thing, and stop whatever Wayseek's pump and dump is. Stop your jealousy.
You didn't even say it was shady. It's shady what he did.
No,
a four from Wookiee Fanatics.
4 from Wookiee Fanatics, ridiculous. That's not shady. What I didn't. I didn't call it shady at all.
No, I'm just saying you would call it shady.
Hey. Here's the thing: if you know that your ice cream fell off the truck, and you still buy it, I mean, you know what happened. You can be okay with it. I'm okay with it.
Do you think he paid any money to the person that did the original?
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
That's shady.
No. Not. But hey, did you pay to anybody that you stole that little picture off with the guy with the goattee and the fucking VR thing?
On the flip side of that, are you paying either one of them for the value you're going to resell the comic for?
It definitely should make top 5, no doubt. Absolutely is a must make the list.
It's number 1. JJ put it number 1 so we can just get rid of this.
We got 1, 1, 4, and 2.
What?
We got 1, 1, 4, and 2 in the chat.
1 from me, 1 from JJ.
That's 3 1s.
JJ, what are you? Are you 1?
I'm gonna be contrarian and say 2.
Okay, so then put in fucking 2. You guys are donkeys.
2.
You guys are donkeys. Just put in 2.
Even if you ignore me, you still got to put in 2. You can say I don't count.
Yeah, you don't count. All right,
yeah, and Wookiee, exactly. What happened? Then it doesn't matter as long as it's in the top 5. I don't know. Marco just has this is one book that he has FOMO and love for, and he puts it in his.
No. Hey, you want to know what it is? No, it's because Wayseeker purposely is trying to put it at 5 to try to make a point here. All right, and fuck Wayseeker's point. Fuck him and preaching to us all the time
right about it.
and all his fucking bullshit points.
Grandstanding.
Yeah. Fuck his grandstanding.
And Martina's done it for more than one thing too. That's the other thing.
Oh man, I don't know this book. Never seen this one before.
What do you got?
Oh, it's the Kira book.
Yeah. Who's the artist on this? I can't even remember.
Never seen that book before. Never seen it.
Right?
Never seen it.
Scott Forbes.
Yeah. So, never seen this book.
Normally, I hate Art Deco, like I guess homages or recreations or whatever you want to call it. This is like an amazing one though. It's like the only Art Deco style cover I enjoy.
I'd have this at 4 though.
Yeah.
I just because I know if we put something in 5, it's going to get bumped off. I really think this should be in 5. I think this is a teeter book. I think this is not like the bottom.
I can't remember. I didn't read Wayseeker's preview, and I can't remember what's on the rest of this list. So I'm good at 4.
There's one here that's dog shit. We don't even need it here. So
Ruben says 6-ish.
I think 4 is fair.
Ruben doesn't have that book.
This is Wookiee's number 1.
Hey! Let me tell you which books Ruben doesn't have. Ruben doesn't have this book. He doesn't have this book. He doesn't have. What other books does he have? Let's see. 4.
He says I don't.
Yeah,
he confirms.
I think 4 is fair.
I think 4 is fair on this book. It might get bumped. I'm not saying. I
think it might not make the top 5.
I think it should make the top 5.
I don't know. I don't know, but I think 4 is a good place for it for discussion.
Let's get rid of a book. Get rid of this fucking book. This is the Walmart Rogue One book.
Yeah, I've never understood this. It's the movie poster. Like, you want to talk about like stolen art? Like, this is just lazy. Like, they just took the movie poster and made it into a cover.
But not just that. I don't. Books as a reseller too. A lot of people ask for books. People always ask for that patina. All right, they'll ask for the solo book. They'll ask for a couple other books on this list. You know the book they never fucking ask for? This book.
Yeah.
This one does really well price wise on eBay. Maybe not. It still's like $150 raw.
Yeah. And
it's as expensive as the solo story raw. I agree with you on the art piece. I don't agree with you on the value piece.
Well, we can put it at 5.
But still, I don't think to me, the value piece alone doesn't propel it.
I don't think it's here's where it goes.
I would say it's like 7.
Here's it goes. And I still think that Solo's going to fall off.
All these books carry value.
If I may, yeah. I think Solo's going to fall off, but the actual, like, what people want, 10, like, the actual, like, want it. Oh well, shit. Okay. I don't have to say shit. Let's put it out in 8. What's a pasture?
So,
I mean, this one's going 8 or 9.
Yeah, there's other books that are
it's
good.
like my
So put this-
9, maybe.
I'll put
dude.
it 9.
Okay, put it at 9 because there's some great books in here that aren't going there. There's some books that I don't know where. I don't know how we're gonna do it. I don't know how we're gonna do this. I mean, because there's something I'm gonna argue. Like, okay, this is gonna be the one that's weird. I have this book. I think I have 2 copies of this book. I don't like this book.
What do you don't like?
I don't like it. I don't much care for. To me, it's not the best Aja art.
No, not the best Aja art.
The cover art.
Also, to spoiler.
I don't like the first appearance. The first appearance.
Spoiler alert. There was somebody who was selling a bunch.
What do you mean
of
you don't like
really
the first appearance of Cad Bane?
It's a lazy first appearance. He's like at an auction or something, isn't he?
Yeah,
like,
he's at an auction.
But he's still a first appearance of Cad Bane.
Yeah, but it's just I don't know. He's just freaking there. Like
we can put it at
integral
5.
to much of anything. He's in book. If I remember right, he's in book 3 far more than he is in 2. So
He is.
But that's not how first appearances
Oh
work.
shit! They're clowning this.
I know, but
we got 3-ish, a 5, an 8, and a 6.
6.
Oh, it's all over the place.
I mean,
I put this at 5.
I'm more 6. Like
I'm 6. We can put it at 5, but you're going to be moving it in a second.
I mean, with chat, 6 is fair.
Well,
I'm just saying
6.
personally, I put this one at 5.
Yeah, 6. Hey, guess who owns this book? Ruben.
Which one?
Ruben owns this book.
Ruben
5,
owns that one?
6.
I don't know this one. I would like this one, but not. Raws are still too expensive for me.
Yeah. All right, so we got rid of that. That was interesting. I thought that would make 5.
I did too. People like Aha, so that's why I thought it would make it.
I still think that's one of his.
This is going to be really tough, guys. I'm going to tell you guys. I'm going to start going through a run here. I'm just going to go through a run here, and all these books should make it. And I'm going to tell you that the next 3 books, at least one of them is not going to make it. So we're going to start off with TIE Fighter number 1. The 1 in was it 15?
1 in 25.
25. 1 in 10. The Yura Kuro cover.
25.
1 in 25. Yeah.
Which, by the way, maybe a little bit extra pub with the Alphabet Squad, maybe because you could lead into that from, they have a link to the current series that's going on, so we might get a little bit more love there. Plus, who doesn't like a chick that's got her sides shaped, her side of her head shaped? Shout out.
We have a 7 and an 8 in chat so far.
Lots of gel.
So this is a cover.
Whoa! The fuck are we doing?
Yes, chat. Chat's going out on this one.
The cover looks better in person for this one, honestly, than it does. But apart from the cover, it's Alphabet Squadron, which had an entire novel trilogy based on it, and you could easily use it again for anything. Like if they're gonna do like a Rogue Squadron movie, you could easily make it like Alphabet Squadron and include a lot of the same characters.
And she does appear in this book, right? She's the only one.
She is the only one. So there's 5 covers with all the Alphabet Squad members on it, right? She is the only one that actually appears.
No, there's one that doesn't have
the cover she's on.
It's not the Alphabet Squad guy. It's the guy from the other side.
Or Winnick, whatever.
No, she's not the she.
No, she's
changes.
in this book.
Yeah, no, what I'm saying is the guy isn't though. The guy's from the Imperial side. In the books,
that's what I'm saying. She's the only member of the Alphabet Squad.
Alphabet Squad on the books. Yeah. The rest are. Yeah.
I think we put this. I think with chat. I think we put this in 5.
Well, they said 7, 8.
There's an 8, a 5, a 4, a 7, and a 6.
7, an 8, a 5, a 4, and a 5.
We could put it in 5. It's probably gonna be the first one to get bumped.
I think it's gonna get bumped, but I think
it's gonna get bumped too. We gotta do it. Who cares? Put in 5. Okay, fair enough. Put in 5. All right. I'm going to put this book out there, and I don't know. It's the Joe Q 1 in 100 force.
I love this cover.
I don't.
It's a great cover, but
I love this cover. I love this better than the 1 in 300. I love the colors.
There's a black and white version of this too. There's
the black and white is 1 in 300. We talked about last week. We didn't have any 1 in 100s, and I felt like this is our 1 in 100 that we need.
If this was it, I would put this one at 5.
I'll be interested to chat search for this one. I have a feeling this one's going to go in the 3 spot for chat, but maybe I'm wrong.
You got to remember, at one point, this book was selling for $20.
But now it's $300 raw.
Yeah, but that's
it's $100 or 100 copy incentive.
I know.
Yeah.
Like if you have if I have TIE Fighter, right? And TIE Fighter's like I don't know, maybe $250 book.
Yeah.
You got like
well, that's hold on. Those TIE
I'm just
Fighter
giving an
125
example,
are selling for $5.
or the Solo. Then I don't know whatever
Yeah,
they would be.
the TIE Fighter
To
still
me, that's a lot better.
It's
If I can pick that
75.
copy up for $25 or less than
No, you're right on that one.
So I'm multiplying a lot better with those.
Oh, but that's how 1 did. But even, I mean, this one is more expensive than the 1 in 300. So that's why I picked this one over the 1 in 300.
Yeah, which is weird that. But this is okay. Hold on though. This is a book that I think
the 1 in 300 kind of ruins the cover on this too.
Yeah, I also don't think. I think this book is because people don't know what it is, and it got pushed by a lot of YouTubers, and that's why people buy this book. Because this book was very cheap before that. It's not the highest ratio of this book.
Mm-mm.
It doesn't actually make sense why this book. Like the only reason it is because people saw the pictures of this book, so they started buying it.
I just think it looks better than the black and white. That's I think it goes.
I'm kind of with them on 6. I'll be honest with you. I like to give TIE Fighter a swing. I wasn't going to put this book out here.
We have it's all over the place. From what we have
6, 5, 6, 7.
Yeah.
7.
Oh, no, 2, 7. Sorry, 6, 7, 7, 3. I'd put it at 6.
I'm leaning 6-2. Push the Aja down 1.
We can always move it up later. We can always move it up later.
That.
Put it in 6. Put it in 6, and let's see what we can do.
I just thought we needed 1 in 100. We didn't have. We're not gonna make any of them. Gonna make the top list. That's all right.
Well, the problem with this book is it's not even the highest ratio for the same cover.
I know.
Yeah.
For the same cover, bro.
And it was not a lightly sold or lightly printed book.
No, there's a ton of those.
Yeah. I don't think this book should make the top 5. I'm going to say it before I even put it out there. But I know this book is going to make the top 5.
I know which one it is.
Thrawn, number 3, 125, price, she's dead.
Huh? Should not. This one I thought you were trolling Dom with. Because I didn't even put this one on the top of my list, but you wanted it on the 10.
Because I know if I put it here, I see this is the difference between me and you, Wayseeker. You don't put books in the list because you're scared they're going to make it. I put books that I know I don't
had
want.
5 in there because I like 5.
I put books that I know I don't like.
Who do you think was going to make this into the top? Like, I'm not going to pick it for the top 5 either.
Dom, because Dom loves the.
Not just bigger books. Where's the chat?
I thought Marco was trolling Dom by putting this book in the list.
Dude, I'm telling you,
was going to make a big fit over this book.
I'm telling you, really, this is smart. I'm telling you, when I sell this book, I put this book on the wall. It's the only one that sells. It sells every time. It sells every time. If I put Thrawn 2, 4, 6 on there, people ask, "Where's 3?" People ask for this book.
Why? It's not even a good roster.
People ask. It's the same as the Joey Q 1 in 100. People remember it because they saw it online or a key collector notification or something like that. People remember the book. So when they see the other ones,
they're memorable, and all these books have been kind of at one time.
I don't know, dude. The Walmart one doesn't get as much play as
this should go in 8. I agree. It should be better. This is better than Walmart. So this should be 8.
6, 8. Hey, I'm okay with getting rid of it, man. I'm just telling you, I don't even have any copies of this left because I sold all the copies of it because people asked for it that much.
I would almost say 7, but being Cad Bane's a better.
It doesn't matter.
Price,
yes, it's 8. Put it 8.
It doesn't matter. It's not moving.
Man,
on.
We might be bringing Joey Q back up. I'm surprised the chat didn't fall for that.
I thought Dom would have been here. I think chat would have fell for it because Dom would have pushed that book so hard.
Oh my god!
I don't know why.
There's
okay.
BK
says 8.
Here we go. Fallen Order.
I love this.
This
number
is a tough
5.
One. This one's gonna be tough.
So, I would say this should be, especially with what I see left, this should be 5.
I didn't change the title on that one for some reason, but it's 1 in 10.
Yeah, it's a 1 in 10 for Shy of Fallen Order. End of Run. Not a huge.
Yeah, End of Run, low. I mean, low printed.
This I know people overuse it, but this was low. This was low print one. So it's TIE. So it's TIE Fighters. It's TIE Fighters 125. But this was kind of like,
yeah, this is the last issue. Like a lot of people dropped that.
Yeah, the last issue. The last issue, dude.
Game that came out of nowhere. Video game. Yeah. Those are
my only problem with this is the character. Now she's in the book. It's an appearance, but like at the same time, not really an important character. A liked character, but a lot of people don't even know which Inquisitor she is, where she comes from. She's dead.
She is dead.
Like,
well, we have 2 more books. The chat saying suggests putting at 5, bumping everything up. I'm saying that's not a bad idea for right now. Yeah, I know Ruben said 3. He owns it. I get it. Every book
I would rather this over TIE Fighter. Personally, I'm not sold on that one. But this one again,
I think TIE Fighter's got more potential.
JJ was talking about the rarity and like how like price for rarity. This one is a 1 in 10, and it still sells raw for over $100. Like it is.
Yeah.
Other than the Matina, for its rarity, it is the most.
The only thing that I would say gives the TIE a little bit more love is around collectors. It gets pulled, and people who are deep speculators, especially with what time period they're talking about and what JJ said about it, about how you can actually bring Alphabet Squad in. And by the way, like Alphabet Squad fits into the characters that are in. It's a milder version of some of the characters that they're putting out nowadays in Star Wars. So it definitely does translate to something that they're being willing to do.
Mentioned, yes. He's not in the book though.
Yeah, I think we got to do 5. I think we got to move up and put it in.
The question is, do you do 5 and move them up, or you do 5?
Well, they said move up. I think we move it up. I think we move it up because we can. Well, I think it's going to come down to 6 books here, and then if we can talk to the chat and wink it around and see.
I mean, Rogue One is definitely moving to 10, so like that's definitely happening.
I definitely think too. We might actually have to break the rules of the Matrix and maybe just do 6 books out of this list.
No, I have too many for me to track. We didn't do it.
Shut up.
We didn't do it for the one I wanted. We're not doing it for the one you wanted.
Through the looking glass.
Yeah, but you put all the best books in the last one, dude.
No, last week was just as tough.
No, it wasn't. Not as tough as this. This is a hell of a list. Damn,
Marvel was a lot tougher than
no, this is way better. All these are Marvel anyways.
I know. I'm just saying Marvel was hard.
Like picking the Marvel books is harder.
We did 15. We did 15 of each, and Marvel was a lot harder than the Dark Horse for sure.
They get rid of some Dark Horse ones and put one of these in. All right, here. I don't think this is one. This is why I think Matina should be one. And I'm actually surprised. I'm really surprised that there's not another Thrawn book. You didn't put this Thrawn book anywhere out there. You're 100% missing a Thrawn book in the list. But we're gonna go with number 6.
I had one, and you told me to cut it.
He had one. You told him to switch it.
You told me to cut it.
Did I? You should.
Yeah,
you should cut something else. You should cut something else.
You told me to cut it.
Well, this would have been a whole Thrawn thing. This would have been this one. It would have been what's his name's. Yes. It would have been.
So don't give me that.
No,
you told me to cut it.
Roger just says that because he likes quirkies, but
I like this one because of the first appearance, but I also like Luke Ross. So,
it's a good book.
A tough one.
This book actually fluctuates in price too. It would be a good case study. But we definitely should have had 5 in here too.
I had 5 on the list, but you switched.
There's 4 Thrawn books on a list of only 10 books.
Yeah,
it's a bit much.
We had.
I understand, but you should have put it last week then.
Well, I tried to do all the Vaders and the Afros together, and we had Afros, Vaders, Kanan, and then we had everything else this week. Put them all thematically, so we didn't have all the Thrawns make the list.
Thank you. This is loaded. Thank you.
It is loaded.
Yeah,
last week was loaded too. Is all I'm saying. I think this one. I would put this one. I'd put this one.
2. They're saying
3.
2.
I kind of agree with Wayseeker. 3 and shift the other 2 up.
I agree.
Right, fair.
Make the Matina one. And
here's the last book that Dom would lose his shit on, and I don't see any way this book should make it. And I own this book. I own, I think, 2 copies of this book. So here we go. I like it. But
It's still pricey. It's a good cover. It's probably the best Boba cover, so I want to put it on there for Dom. It doesn't make my top 10 or my top 5. It would be like 8 or 9.
That's a tough one. I kind of like it at 5, but I don't think I like it more than the Fallen Order book. But it's tough.
Here's the thing. I think you have to put Joey Q's book at 5. And unfortunately,
3, a 7, and a 9. So you're saying switch Joey Q and Fallen Order?
I like Fallen Order too. I don't. I mean, I have all three of these.
Declare a
This
tie.
book here. This is the problem. This book, the Q book, and Fallen Order all deserve the 5 spot. Thank you, My Bargain Comics. They all deserve the 5 spot. I think.
My bargain
That
said
would be
no.
that would be.
My bargain just
apocalyptic.
shot it down with a 10. The chat has a 9, 7, 10, and 8. It's not making the top 5. And we can argue
put it
between 5
in
or 6, but this one is not making the list. So I don't care where you put it. It's not making the list with that.
Hey guys, next week Wayseeker he needs 3 weeks to put a list together. So guess what we're gonna do? We're gonna take the books that didn't make the list and we're gonna make a list out of it, and we're gonna end up showing you guys those books next week and how they're doing.
Do you know?
Especially the Thrawn book that he didn't put on here. Because fuck
I have the
Wayseeker,
5 on here.
fuck
You
his
made me
pump and
switch
dumping
it.
bullshit.
That is
Fuck him
that
with
is
all these high-end books.
I had the 5 because
Double barreling him. Double barreling.
I'm going to go back to the chat and show you. You're like, no, take the 5 down.
Here's the problem with it is it should have you should have put it in last week then.
You know what? It might actually. Was it me that told you to take it out though?
No, you told me to take out a different one for the TIE Fighter.
Okay, I don't think so. Include the TIE Fighter.
I had a. What's Visions 1 in 100, and you told me to take the Visions 1 in 100 for the TIE Fighter.
Oh, which is also I'm gonna put in the list. Don't worry about it. We're coming up with a different list.
I worked really hard on these lists. It was not easy, and I did not get much feedback by you for most weeks.
Well, because
take out Thrawn 5 and put in Thrawn 3.
I just said put in Thrawn 3. I said put in Thrawn 3, and you're going, I'm gonna take out 5 then. I said whatever.
Books.
I said whatever.
Books. It's like 40.
I said whatever. Because you're throwing a temper tantrum. What do you want me to tell you? Just like when my kid goes, I'm not gonna go say whatever, dude. You're going. I don't care. I don't care.
You're making shut up.
I'm not making it up. Whatever. Throw the temper tantrum. I don't know.
I think what we should do is create you know how you have a dark horse portfolio for financial stuff. You should create Marco's dark horse candidates here for our portfolio.
That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do dark horse candidates.
Not doing dark horse a comic company, but yeah, you know what I mean.
Suggestions too. Any that the chat has, and I'll actually go back and watch our own video for once. I'm gonna copy it down. I'm gonna at least get us 10 books that next week. 10 hot Star Wars comic books that should have made.
You know what is going to happen though? Because Marco doesn't know how to make all the overlays and the rankings.
Oh, I'm not even doing that. I'm doing a market report on them, son. I'm just pulling them out.
You're gonna totally go that way because this way it takes so much more.
No, work. Because what I need to do with that is I want to give it to people. I want the people's opinions to count. I want the people to be able to speak, not the Wayseeker pump and dump.
Real question, Wookie. I would pay market for TIE Fighter and the Thrawn 6.
Oops, sorry, that was the question.
Those are the two I would pay market value for if I didn't own them.
I was close. No, I got that book for free. I can't lie.
I would almost. What is the market value on the Solo?
It's 150
raw. 150 raw. I can't pay 150 raw for it.
Yeah,
there's nothing in the inside of the book.
I don't know.
So here's the problem with all these books. I didn't pay ratio for any of the ratio books. I paid $5 for number 3. I paid $5 for number 4. I paid $2 for number 5, and I paid, I think it was $35 or $25 for number
the only
1.
thing that came out in the era of higher price ratios. I don't know if we would call that an era or not. Is 9 is that Bounty Hunters book?
Yeah,
everything else came out in like what 2017-ish?
Yeah.
Somewhere around 2018-ish.
I tried to find some books. I mean, the 2020 for the Boba Fett, right? For the
that's what he's saying.
One.
Yeah, that's what he's saying. Bounty Hunter. Yeah.
I tried to find some recent ones, but they all suck in value.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like and they were all you normally, at least for recent ones, you pay a higher price now too.
Right. Even like 1 in 100. It's like, remember how that big Ahsoka 1 in 100 with the owl?
Was saying, you get a 1 in 25 for $8.
The owl one. You remember that when the Dom was going crazy over?
Yeah.
That was gonna be the best thing ever.
Mm-hmm.
The last couple sales for that, $30 for 1 in 100.
Yeah, no doubt.
Mm-hmm.
So that's actually what I was thinking about doing last week was reviewing last year's 1 in 100s.
Oh, you should. It is embarrassing how cheap.
But instead, now that I
tried to do that almost, and Wayseeker and I were looking at that, and we were just like, "No, this is just bad all around."
But I see that the only problem that I had with this, and you guys, chat's got to kind of tell me about this. Like, there's some people who did pay a decent penny for that, and I don't want it to make it look like we're shitting.
Yeah, you don't want to look like a shitting on people list.
That's right. Yeah, and they're They weren't bad. I mean, I don't have no problem with people paid $100 for it.
Mhm.
Dude, they had those ones that were, what was that
200.
series from High Republic where they had the connecting covers? Those were all dope. But remember, we were telling people don't buy it this week, buy it next week.
Right now, the connecting cover
$15.
for number one, $12.50.
Oof.
Or 1/100.
Oof.
I mean, it's been a while since I bought a ratio book. I mean, like a higher, like a 1 in 50, 1 in 100, higher ratio book where I've been like, oh man, this book's really going to be an investment for me. I think that time, I don't know that it's completely passed, but it's that window has closed a lot.
Yeah.
Okay, here, how about this? How about this? You see this list. You see this entire list here, 1 through 10. All fire, right? All fire.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
One of the books on this list, I got slabbed within the same year that the book came out.
Number one.
Number one.
No?
Number one.
No, it's Mantina.
Yeah, Juventina. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. That's the only one. The rest of them,
I actually have a lot of these books. I don't even have them slabbed yet.
Yeah, I still have some of them.
two of these.
I don't have one. I don't have
slabbed.
2. I don't have 6. I don't have
I have
7.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 6.
And I don't have 9.
I have 7. I have 2 copies of 7.
I have the only 2 I have.
I don't have 8 anymore. I think I might have one more
Fall
copy of
Order
8, but I don't think so. You don't have 9? I have 9.
Solo.
I'll be honest. I think I have 10 someplace, but I can't guarantee I have 10.
I have
but-
10. Yeah.
I don't have the Aja. I never got the Aja, the mall.
I want it, but I'm not going to pay the price for it.
Yeah, and I don't have the. Actually, I don't have the Joey Q. I don't have the Casada.
I have the Q.
$12.50, Ruben. $12. The 1 in 100 for number 1, $12.50 it was selling for. So
Yeah, I mean its high was 140, wasn't
yeah,
it?
but I mean, people. I mean, not you can get more than that, but I'm just saying a sale will slip in. I saw a sale slip in for $12.50 because people aren't looking for them, or they miss them, or they're looking for something else. And so,
And I mean, all these books were Bounty Hunters, maybe because it was a little bit later.
People
and,
saw Bounty Hunters coming though,
yeah,
and I was actually surprised. I was surprised on Bounty Hunters, and didn't Bounty Hunters have another cover that was similar to it or something? I just saw it.
There was I think it was a Michael Golden cover or something. Was 1 in 25. It wasn't. It was similar, but I think it had balance on it. It was signed differently.
yeah,
that one does have value.
You might be thinking of the one with Jango Fett, and that's the one I always think of when I think of this is Jango Fett and Mace Windu, like reflection in the helmet.
Yeah, Mace Windu one. Yeah, but it's I remember if you go back and watch one of the original episodes when that came out, I told everybody like this is gonna hit. It just is gonna hit. And I remember I got it for under ratio, and it hit. It did hit. It's a great cover, but just like other things, it's like what was that 1 in 50 that they did, and it was Darth Maul, and it was fire. The yellow background.
Yep.
And they ruined that book.
They ruined it by doing the second print.
Yeah, they ruined it by coming out with a second. Remember, Dom? Oh, these are both going to be. It's like, dude, the minute it came out, I was like, this book's garbage, bro.
That's the other thing. A lot of these were before that timeline of like ruining.
Yeah, the second printing a good cover and shit like that. Yeah,
and I mean,
a couple of them.
You look at like
there's a Mando cover that was pretty good. That second printing ruined it.
And these
you
are
might be able to get it
all,
now. Nick, we'll look into the next
top 5 are all miniseries.
Yeah, which is what they're going back to now,
Mm-hmm.
which is great. And by the way, like they're doing like for number 1, it looks like they're going to do
Actually, almost
25.
actually was Maul
everything except for Bounty Hunters is a mini.
Yeah, I was just saying Maul was a mini too, right?
Maul's 5, Thrawn, and Force Awakens was 6. It's a mini, but it was also a reprint of the story.
So, I mean, they're going to show you incentives on minis, I guess.
But that's where it's going right now with this one that's coming out on this Wednesday. It's like it's a mini. It's got, and they should just do 1 in 10s on all of them, but they do a 1 in 25 on 1, maybe 2. I think it's only 1. They're doing the same thing with the Ewok thing, and then they're stopping after that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's where. So, with the exception of TIE Fighter, you've got, and Thrawn, I guess, was the number 1 issue, but Solo was in issue 5. Thrawn was in number 3 was in issue 6. Number 5 was in issue 5. So those are all later in minis.
Later in soon, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Wow. Well, it's cool. It's cool. I'm glad we get to look at some of these prices. I wish we could look at. Well, we are going to look at all of them because I'm putting out the Wayseeker effed up list next week.
Good. I did a lot of work on that.
You can rhyme it.
No, hey,
6 weeks of that.
Although you were pumping and dumping some books, you get the right to do it.
You put the
because
work
put together
in.
such good work. You put in the work. You get to throw a couple bullshit books in there and try to argue like we don't know what you're doing. Congratulations. Thanks for doing that, Wayseeker. It was good. I mean, this is going to be good. It's not the end, right? It's only the beginning. We're going to get into it. It's going to give us a better flex on stuff. I think that's kind of where we need to talk about the market too. Like either if you're a buyer, if you're a seller, or if you're just a buy seller or a watcher, like this is going to give you a kind of true test of where the market is on some of the books that pretty much have seen stability, right? Like we know that most of the books that are on our list now are not high risers or low fallers. They're just like the stability. Like when people are like, there's what did some idiot say one time? Nobody buys Star Wars books.
Yeah.
It's like, are you stupid or are you dumb? Which one are you? Because you're one of them. I just can't figure out which it is. Because to say something like that's stupid or dumb, because you sure shit can sell them. Like whatever thing you didn't know you were trying to sell, yeah, you probably lost money on it, but that's okay. But yeah, I mean, there has always been a fandom. There will be a fandom for it. And some of these books people just love. And as we see with the Joey Q book, like some of it is just pure memory of what was pushed on them. And it still sells to this day, man. I mean, there's no way that Walmart fucking Rogue One should be selling for $150. None.
One thing I like about that list is most of those two are better art-wise, at least, with exception maybe one or two, but they're better covers.
Oh yeah. They all are better covers.
Except for Rogue TIE Fighter is not the best. Although I still think that cover looks pretty good.
Oh no, in person that TIE Fighter that's clean
looks
as
great.
shit.
I think all of them do. I finally picked up because there's 1, 2, 3, and 5. For whatever reason, 4 they did something different with it. The 1 in 25.
Yeah, it's kind of the same way they fucked up the Thrawn.
Actually, that's a curious thing. They didn't do something different with 4. I don't think there's two. Isn't there 2 covers for 4?
There's 2 covers, but none of them are the Alphabet Squadron people.
Oh, okay.
There's one with like a helmet, and there's something else with another one. They did.
It's a TIE Fighter on it, isn't it?
Neither of them were the right kind of cover for whatever reason. It's weird.
Yeah. Anyways, all right, let's get on to the novel that we read that Wayseeker made me force read for no reason because it sucks.
What? No, the reason you wanted to review it this week is because you didn't have any other idea of what else to do this week.
We already put on a 2-hour show, bro. We had enough. But here, let's talk. As you know, Wayseeker likes to do book reports, so he'll be doing a book report. I will tell you this. Yeah, fuck Wayseeker. All right, go ahead.
This book was pretty good. For George Mann, it'd definitely be my expectations on this book overall.
Here's the truth of this book. The first half, even though we need expedition,
we didn't
need that much. We didn't need that much.
The first 100 pages sucked.
Yeah, the first 100. The first 100.
The first 100, nothing happened. Absolutely nothing.
No, okay. The first 100 you could literally use to wipe swamp ass away, and it wouldn't have made a difference. Okay. The next 100, which gets us almost to the part 2, not chapter 2, but part 2, you could have cut that to 1/3, and it would have made sense. There had to be some in there, right? We got a little bit of insight into a little bit more insight to Boolin's little Jedi Hunter character.
Yeah.
All right. We got a little bit of the back and forth relationship with Silas. All right. We got a little bit of this and a little bit of that in there, which is good. He actually did a good job. I actually have to give him credit. He did a pretty good job on that.
He did.
1/3 after you rip the first 100 pages out. 1/3 of the first 200.
Something just.
By the way, this book was 500 pages. Go ahead. What?
Before you guys go too far, let me ask something in general. So you had 25% of the book, let's say, or whatever, was exposition kind of.
No, 50%.
Do you think now, being so far into High Republic, into Phase 3, like, is that more of a broad High Republic problem?
That there's 2 problems with the book. That's one of them.
In the comics, the novels.
There's 2 problems with this book because this book could have been a really great book. JJ, I agree with what you're saying. Yes, there's 2 problems with it. The first 220 pages, or how many? Let me see where it is.
You're talking about right when it goes to part 2.
Yeah, where's it go to part 2?
There's a black divider there.
I know. I got highlighted.
260.
All right, so a 500-page book, about 500, maybe a little bit over, maybe 200, somewhere around there, right? It's 500 and change. Is it 500?
Yeah, just over 500.
It's over 500. So at the halfway point, it goes over. Out of those 260 pages, it's all exposition. You could have cut it to 1/3 of that.
Yeah,
and 100 of the pages were worthless.
Right? We know Reith,
Yep.
we know Comac,
Yep.
we even know
Yeah,
Admiral Rail at this point. So
Yeah,
The Azra Rail stuff was kind of repetitive.
it did get kind of repetitive.
I'll be honest with you. I was hoping that Vitus died before we got to the second section, but then like actually enjoyed it in the second section.
He got better.
Like it was so bad that every time I read his
question.
name at the beginning of a chapter, I was like,
So-
fuck this chapter.
So people don't remember Comac because it's been a while. It's understandable. Comac leaves the order at the end of phase 1, and
Nobody
leaves
cared.
Reith without a
And
map.
nobody cared. And nobody cared, and they shouldn't have cared. And he didn't make you care for the first 200 pages about it either.
And so
he was like kind of like a Qui-Gon Jinn type, like stoic guy, right?
Yeah.
He's
stoic, doesn't really care about action, kind of stranger of ones. So these are the main characters. Comac comes back in a way, not fully back, but he's a part of this book with Reith and Aslan. I put them all together because in many ways, Comac and Aslan are kind of competing for who's Reith's supervisor or mentee.
So that's not what was happening. The first half, and actually part of this, and this is where I got to give him credit, is Reith and Aslan were having this back and forth, and because Comac wasn't there, he kind of took a mentorship there. And it was actually interesting because Reith was doing all this background study and finding stuff out, and then he'd like flashback, like, "Oh, I wish." The flashback for Comac, which was stupid. It was worthless. There was 2-3 chapters of that, which was just garbage. Was there more than that? 4? Yeah, whatever. That's what I'm saying. Like, you could have just thrown all that out. There was no point in it. Like, okay, you're a Wayseeker now or whatever. Who gives a shit? Like, worthless. The part with Reith and Aslan, and then Reith doing the studying, and then getting involved with the what's his name?
Amadeo. So yeah, the other characters here, the main ones, you have Affy, you have their group back, but the other main characters are Amadeo and Miro. Miro's Amadeo's master.
Why don't we have a whole novel about just that group so far? I don't know why.
No, because they spread it out and did a
group.
shitty job with it.
Yeah.
They actually made a secondary group that was similar and put it in there so that they could play off the second group that was similar instead of just using them
like a Bizarro world version.
Yeah, and they gave them the back. They gave Affy, Lex, and Geo the background, and they gave the new group with L77 kind of the foreground in the story, which was also kind of stupid.
And your other characters, the more you
didn't need what why was Vanestra Rowe even in this book?
Just because the whole spy stuff, they needed somebody for the spy.
They didn't need it. No, they didn't. Not her. They didn't. No.
No, I mean they needed a character that wasn't out and about, so they just put a character in there to do that stuff.
No, they could have come back and done it. They didn't need her there. She served no purpose. No, that's
they had to have somebody who wasn't out on a mission to do.
For when? For when?
When they found out that there was a spy and that they
didn't. No, they didn't because all she did was go, "I think you're a spy." She goes, "I think you're a spy," and he goes, "Nah, I'm not."
No, that was the whole. She found the equipment. Somebody had to find the equipment.
They were told there's a spy. So they knew there was a spy. They didn't actually find the fucking spy.
No,
they found the broken equipment of the spy.
All right.
She didn't find the fucking spy. What the fuck? Did you read the fucking book?
She's not a spy.
Yeah, they just had to have some character back at the temple. So they just
I'm sorry. Did you read the book?
I read the book.
So what was the purpose of her? Because
they just wanted the character back.
Literally just wanted. Okay, that's probably
everybody else was gone.
Yoda was there too. You didn't.
Yeah, they could have picked anybody. I'm just saying they had to pick somebody.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't. It was a waste of pages. There's a Jedi in the fucking Jedi temple. No shit. What are you talking about?
She was only in like 5 chapters.
No, she was in 12.
I
counted them.
5.
12 chapters.
You did not count them. I guarantee you did not count them.
Go count them.
Marco counted his
He didn't even read the book. I did because I knew where he was going with this. I know how your book reports are going, so now I'm just fucking setting you up the whole time. 12 chapters.
We also got a new character who was kind of pointless as well, but is supposedly supposed to play a really important part in the next couple books, which seems really strange to me. Why introducing new characters? Evie has a couple chapters.
Oh, and then fucking shoot me in the nuts with this character.
Didn't care about it.
Yeah, I didn't care about.
Is she a master? What's up with?
Nope.
She's a master. Yeah.
She's master.
Oh, is she a master? No, the master was the one that died.
No, the Padawan died.
The Padawan died. The master. Oh yeah, because the Padawan was the red faced one.
Yeah.
Oh, that's how important this character is. You don't know who gives a shit. Who gives a shit?
But
by the way, she's so important. So important. Spent 99% of the book captured in a fucking cave, and nobody gave a fuck about her. Like just randomly, and that's what I'm saying. They ended up sending off the A squad to go accidentally rescue her somehow. It was fucking.
Boolin's in the character a little bit,
Boolin's
but mainly
fucking,
it was Boolin.
Hey, good. That was fucked up.
Boolin's not second choice, but Jedi Hunter's Sickers was
great job.
Kind of cool.
So this is the first half. The only part that didn't, the little bit of the wreath didn't suck. The great thing he did, and the Sickers character, you can see he loves it. This guy loves Lord of the Rings, and he loves
totally was like
Gollum. He loves Lord of the Rings and Game of the Thrones. He loves them both because he took two characters. He took what's the one Gollum that Greyjoy has? Huh?
He took Gollum.
He took Gollum, and he took the one that Greyjoy has as a pet. Reek. He took Reek and he took Gollum, combined them together to create a character that slightly resembled both characters, but also was better. Was not better than those characters. Pause. He took those characters and made it a character that would fit in the Star Wars realm and storylines. Regularly. Did a great job. Great. You had to tap it off. Here's the thing, and I got questions on that characters too.
Sure, tell them. What's your question?
So, like, this character has got it's got a bunch of different Was that character originally one of the Jedi children?
Are you talking about?
They said he was part. He was a brother of the Ninth Door. It said at the beginning. He was a brother of the Ninth Door who left the Order of the Brother of the Ninth Door.
What's the Brother of the Ninth Door?
That's a dark side group from Phase 2.
But here's the problem with that. He knew the nursery rhyme of the Jedi Master who used to check on the Jedi. So he could have gone to the dark side after being a young Jedi.
Maybe.
Or because the one book where they got
you talking about the rhyme they use in the like the
Nameless one that's coming for you.
The one where like investigating the Nameless. I can't remember the name.
Emmerich.
Yeah, I think that came from something else. So that wasn't like a Jedi rhyme, was it?
Yeah, it was an
old one of a Jedi was telling it to the little kids.
Is there like nighttime story rhyme or whatever? Yeah.
So maybe you're right. I don't know.
I think maybe it went from there to there to there because he obviously has force power.
He's strong in the Force. He's actually stronger than the Master. But basically, so what we learned about the Jedi Hunters is the Nameless don't attack the Jedi Hunters because the Jedi Hunters get infused with the Nameless blood. So it confuses the Nameless to where it thinks it's one of their own. And it like disrupts their personality and like almost turns them into like mini
real smart concept. Real smart concept. I mean, the concept behind this was, George, as much as I criticize George Mann sometimes, as much as I give some of these writers a hard time, even though 200 pages of this fucking probably garbage, this part wasn't. This part was just brilliant. Like, cut your book down from 520 pages, cut it down to fucking 365, 345, print it, and do more of that, because every time it started off with him in the chapter, I was all in. I was like, hell yeah, thank God. It's like Game of Thrones. When you read a Game of Thrones book, there's certain characters you want to read that chapter when it starts. Yeah, his chapter you want to read every time.
And what happens to him at the end of the book? Totally cool. I don't want to give it away, but totally cool.
Oh yeah. Yeah, no.
I didn't read it. Somebody else has to talk.
No. I know what you're saying, and you thought it was. It was deserved. It was 100% deserved. It was deserved. You saw. He kind of fucking teed that up, though. He
did.
He put it above the cart. we saw it coming, but
yeah. There was one of the Nameless that like turned translucent, which is really strange, and like doesn't act.
There's also one that's got human arms on it for some reason.
There's one got human arms on it. Yeah.
They don't explain that, but like,
no, it's still cool.
Are And I was about to say, are these like Boolin's?
These are
science
Boolin's
experiments
Nameless.
thing?
Yeah, these are all.
Here's another thing that's interesting. He did a lot of good, like his even non-intentional, his not expose, but it's really more explaining like left open loopholes were done really well. He really got in depth with
That's what I like. They need
the
to do
nameless
that.
background.
They need to start doing that in High
Yeah.
Republic because
Closing down holes on that, explaining
They
certain
closed a lot of
elements.
holes down in this
The
one.
only thing that I'll give away besides that I didn't. Okay, yeah.
These are the
The
storylines.
Blight-
Half of them
the Blight.
suck.
Yeah.
But the storylines are basically
Comac,
this.
that's fucking.
Molemites?
Yeah.
If you're interested in what this book's about, you have Comac with lots of flashbacks, which is dumb.
That's just swapped.
We get a line to the Blight. And I actually thought the Blight was kind of interesting. And
I got questions on that though because I don't. As much as I'll say they did a great job with most of the Nameless, the explanation on the Nameless and filling in holes they didn't before, the Blight, I still think they kind of missed the ball on that. Like they should have closed that door or at least given us more explanation there. Instead, it looks like they kicked that ball down the road too again, which is what JJ's saying earlier.
I'll be interested. We'll come back to your question on it. These are what I picked up as a storyline. You had the Wreath. He's researching and all that, and his relationship with Aslan. You got
probably a couple too many chapters on that, but good.
Ptolemites had a lot of big play in that, and they're this ancient force sect.
That's what I loved. They introduced it, explained it, and that explanation gave us a little bit of insight into both the Blight and explained a lot about the Nameless.
And
really did a good job.
Why they do what they do, and the rods that we find out they actually created the rods.
I have a question with that too.
Well, we can talk about that. There's part where they have to capture a Nameless, which is kind of stupid because we already had a whole other book on capturing the Nameless. Wasn't needed, but that was also part of it. We already talked about Sycorax. And then we already talked a little bit about the hunt for a spy. There is a spy.
That was fucking worthless as tits on a dick.
So I don't know. So those are the main storylines, right?
So get rid of the Ventress thing because it didn't prove that she didn't find a spy. She still didn't figure anything out about that, and they already knew there was a spy there. Comac, get rid of Comac. The Wreath research rel, they could have shortened that a little bit. We get it.
Could have. There's too many interactions.
Too many. The Tolonites. This was very interesting. So now here's the deal. The Tolonites had knowledge of both the Blight. Now, for those people that don't know what the Blight is pretty much it's ash, like the Nameless turns everything to ash, but it doesn't have to be force. It's just the whole planets. It wipes it out.
Right.
It's like a Blight. A Blight. That's great.
It husks everything. The planet becomes completely husked, and it just turns
salt in the earth. That's what it does. It salts the earth.
Yeah.
The problem that, and then they get into it, there's like 3 of them and everything else like this. So now they really got into the staff, and this is where I hope JJ's listening to this because he says, I hope this, why don't they get into the staffs and all that stuff? They did. They got into the staff, right? And It's got this echo stone in it. But there's also, it seems like there's a material, they haven't explained how the echo stone works. But early on, and this is what's kind of fucked up, just like we knew about the spy early on, and then all of a sudden later on they did the Ventress thing, which didn't make any Ventress or not Ventress, Vanestra Row thing. That why do it later when we already figure out there's a spy there? You didn't do anything with it. They find this ore, right?
Yep.
They find this ore, and it turns out that the Blight cannot attack the ore. The ore stops the Blight from spreading. And I thought, sweet. And I thought, we've got these echo stones they're looking for. The group that knows about the echo stones and the group that knows about the ore are together.
Yep.
And they never close that hole. Is the ore the material that the echo stones is made out of?
I think it has to be. I think Wreath.
But I get that.
Wreath is kind of stupid in this book, a couple places.
But why would they finish that there? What I'm saying, like, I think that's the problem with the High Republic. Just do that. Okay. Just finish that little bit thing there. So the Blight comes from the same planet as the Nameless. We know that. Right?
The Blight comes from when the Nameless leave the planet. So it means the Blight expands too. So basically, it throws the force off of the entire galaxy whenever these.
See, don't you think it was something like they took a plant or something and planted it? Or
no.
Something from.
No.
You think it's just I thought it's an organic material that
No,
traveled with.
What it made it seem like is when the Nameless are returned back to that planet X, the blight goes away.
Okay, so here's where that didn't work well. Early on in the first chapter, they said that there was 2 expeditions that returned. One came back, and after it came the blight, and one came back with the Nameless.
Yeah, I think there were.
So I figured it was
I don't
like
think there were 2 expeditions. I think there were 2 tellings of an ancient story, and you can't take them as actual like 2.
So how I saw it was that they were referring to something like smallpox.
Yeah, I don't
Like-
think so because they're connected in the same planet. So I think it's the one event, but they just interpret it 2 different ways.
Yeah, see, and that's where I guess because they didn't close, I see it differently. I think you see it as smallpox versus we're expanding across. We're now turning these 13 colonies, and we're just going to expand across the west because we need gold, and we're going to kill all the Indians that way.
So basically, I think they function the same way. That's why I think they're the same thing. So the Nameless
both function the same way too. You wipe out the indigenous population. I mean,
but the Nameless go after. We learned a couple things about the Nameless. The Nameless will always go after the thing that is the most force sensitive.
That is true.
And I think the Blight works the same. The Blight attacks planets that are more in tune with the Force.
But we also found out something else too. If your mass is larger than the Nameless's mass, you can't give it nightmares because it'll fuck you up.
Yeah, right. That thing was crazy. Like the turtle. I don't even know what the word. I couldn't.
I'm glad it did what it did because if a Nameless could take that down, I'd be like, this is bullshit. So like, I'm kind of glad that they didn't go. That's what I'm saying. He made a lot of sense with this. I mean, he made besides the couple hundred pages that he could have got rid of. And once again, I really do think there are a couple problems with the Star Wars novels at this point. One, they seem to have a page count.
I don't think this one blew by the page count.
I don't know, man.
I think this one's like 100 pages more than that. But
this book should not have. No, because they did this the last time too. The book was about 125 pages more than the previous book under the same young A's. They did this last time too.
500. We've never had a book of 500.
It should have been this many pages.
It was crazy.
Pages.
No high school wants to read a 500-page book.
No, I mean young UA readers sometimes. This was not. I don't feel this was like for, maybe junior, senior year, maybe college kids. I think kind of in that area. I mean, it's a hefty book. It's a hefty book. It's a hefty book. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying.
There's some adult books that aren't even this long.
I think this is the upper end of YA. And I think with that, it is supposed to be more geared towards higher intellect kids and kids that are in college. So that's just how it was written that way too. So I'll give you that. Number 2, they keep passing the buck down the line instead of finishing off stories, which I think they should do. They did that with not linking the Blight to the Nameless. They did it with a couple other things in here, which I was thinking really wrong. And here's the one, and I know Wayseeker, you're going to pull it down on this one, but they need to stop with the bullshit stopping the action. There's a chapter here in the second half, and at that part, the previous chapters is they found out that right? It's climaxing, right? The Nameless are hunting down a couple Jedi. They've already hunted down one got away and got saved in a different group. And then that one found out that there is a spy, and they are rushing because they got the message. They're rushing to save the friends. You have the Jedi Hunter on the heels of this. You have everybody going to the same exact planet and getting ready to go. And guess what they do? And right while all that's going and everybody's landing on the planet and the Nameless is there and the fights are going on and they're going on, they stop it so that for some reason, one character can come up and talk to a character who's already decided they're full go, man. We're going in there. We're fucking shit up. I don't care if I live or die. Ready to go. Hey, can I tell you about this time where I didn't present like I present nowadays? The fuck was that in a chapter?
We're gonna do this real quick.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert.
Warning! Spoiler alert!
Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert.
Oh my god.
Yeah, spoiler alert.
And here they go.
I can't respond to you without putting the spoiler in there.
But here they go. Check the box. We check the box. We put in we're going to have some like off-telling story about like, oh, let me give you some relationship advice, or let me tell you how I transitioned, or let me tell you, which was out of place. And like, I mean, I'm going through these pages. I'm going through these pages going like, sweet, this is it. Here we're going. We're going. First off, any emotional conversation at all at that point would be out of place. But to start out a conversation where you've got somebody who just lost their master and's ready to go fuck some shit up, and you're going, hey, you know what? I see that you're a little bit despondent. Do you know that I didn't always present this way? What the fuck is that? That's not that's bad writing.
It wasn't
bad,
really as bad as you said it was written. But
good thing I marked the pages so I can quote the book.
Spoiler is Mirolax dies. So that's what we're saying. And so Amadeo.
But Mirolax died 5 chapters before this. Amadeus in the previous chapter had already been the death. The next chapter after he dealt with the death was that he found out about the spy. No, he did not, because it's 44. He found out about the death had been here. He found out about the spy. He found out about the spy in 41.
He thinks it's his fault in 44. No. Amadeo says, it's my fault my master died. If I had been stronger, if I had been better.
That was only so they could do this, which is the very next words, which is, here we go. Where's my thing about I want to get transitioning here? He opened his eyes. He didn't look, blah, blah, blah. Hey, hi. You look like you could use some company. Like, get the fuck out of here. The guy's meditating. Get the fuck out of here. I'm not sure it's a very good company at the moment. Okay, whatever. Give it a little noise. Yeah. Well, let me tell you about how I have these memories of how this and that. He goes, oh yeah, I remember you transitioned. You weren't always a dude.
What? I understand.
Come on, bro.
Dude,
no, let me tell you the chapter before that.
A 14-year-old whose master just died. And is traumatic, and he is distraught, and he's
who's talking to who here? I'm confused.
Exactly. So, Amadeo's talking to just some random person on a ship right now.
Person called Dorian.
Just random person that's not. It's not a really main character. It's a sub character that could live or die like a C-lister. That's once again. It's not like they're talking. It's not like it's giving any context to the area. It serves no purpose in there. Zero
dies to save Amadeo. And
I got that, but that was 5 chapters ago. That was 5 chapters ago.
And so Amadeo says, if only if I've been stronger, I would my master would still be alive. It's a 14-year-old who has just lost their father.
But Wayseeker, 5 chapters earlier, it starts out the same way, and then he gets called by somebody and says, we need to show you something. This is the message. There's a spy. What should we do? And he goes, fuck it. Let's go and help out the Jedi. Let's go. We're going now. So he's already done that sulking. Why do you come back 5 chapters? Why do you come back? Hey, right before that. I don't
have a problem with it because you don't get over something that quickly when your master dies.
Dude, he's in the heat of war. He's ready to go and drop in. We've already passed the point of sympathetic things.
I disagree.
And by the way, it wasn't even that. The whole story was that his whole story about the loss was the guy, my dad was with me when I transitioned. That was the whole point of the story.
He talked about the story was my dad didn't, my dad didn't
hate me when I transitioned. Look, man, I'm cool with all that stuff. I'm cool with it. What I'm saying is, what the fuck does that have to do with his master dying and him about to sacrifice himself? It was out of place in this. You cannot do this. I'm not going to let, just like I don't let Dom get away with shit. You can't do it either. The chapter before that, they're talking about, I'm about to kill these. It has the guy, the Jedi hunter, literally going, I'm about to go out with my blood brothers and kill motherfuckers. And this guy, 3 chapters before that, it's like, I'm going to stop him from doing that. And then what do we do here? We get a story about his day. Come on, Wayseeker.
The question that's asked.
You got to admit it was out of place. I'm just asking you to admit that's out of place.
It didn't bug me because it was a 14-year-old.
So you don't mind that they keep stopping the action in these books. It's a problem,
Wayseeker. I don't have a problem with it because that's just what they're used to. You don't want that.
And that's why the books aren't doing well. They give you 200 pages you don't need, and then they stop the action in the middle of it. You have to accept that as why these books aren't doing well. They're not doing well because of that. Just write the book.
I don't think they're not doing well because of that. I think they're not doing well because they're too long and nothing's happening in most of the books, so people have stopped giving up.
What you just described is what I'm telling you. In the middle of the action, when they're going in the middle of the big battle, they stop it so some guy can tell some other guy who lost somebody.
If we
everybody
didn't have
lose somebody.
Churro the Hutt and things like that, then we would have not. People wouldn't have given up on it for a long time.
Everybody lost somebody in here. It's the point of this. But to continuously stop these so that we can talk about romantic, if not relationships, or how your dad treated you well while you're transitioning. And I'm not saying that. I'm saying I'm not using it as a transitioning thing. I'm just telling you they keep doing this where they want to stop the book to put together some point of whatever it is, romance, whatever, in the action scenes. Yeah. Write that book. I'll buy it. You want to have a romance book? You want to have a touchy-feeling book? I'll buy it and read it. I will. You know I will. But what I'm saying is don't do that shit in the middle of the action. Go ahead, do that in the beginning. Go ahead, do it at the end.
You're just trying to process this master dying, and you can't do that you have to do that in the moment because his master.
First off, don't do that, because if you're going to do that, there's no point to what the character had said, because it's not processing death. The guy wasn't talking about his dad death. No, his dad's getting sick. He wasn't. He was talking about transition.
I think it'd make way more sense if Reith and Amadeo have gotten close, and Reith's going to be his next master. It's pretty clear. Right. Like that conversation would have happened between Reith and him, because Reith has lost 2 masters.
I'd agree.
Totally would have made better sense.
I would agree.
I agree with that. I'm just trying to say the processing a 14-year-old kid losing their father, and that's
fair. But that's not my complaint. My complaint is it's out of place and out of touch, and they keep doing it. This was a good book. It was. It's big. It's big 3 complaints. 1/3 of the first half needed to go. That section needed to go, and they need to clean up some pieces in here. They just need to clean up something.
Yeah.
Overall, and by the way, that's why JJ asked. And the only reason I'm saying this is because JJ keeps saying stuff, and he's getting right on these points. Like, these are the things that are stalling this out. We don't need that. We don't need that extra page in the book. We don't need 100 pages. We don't need that chapter in the book. Not that there's anything wrong with that stuff. Write a book on it. Go ahead. Have a white dude go tell you about that. I don't give a shit. I'll read it still. But get it out of here. Close this book tighter, and let's get people back to reading action. The first phase, when we had Soul come in, it was fucking battles on battle. The chef was killing motherfuckers.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah.
Right. And that's what people love. And we've gotten away from that somehow. And it's disappointing. It is very disappointing. And I read the Leia and fucking Han love book, man. I liked it. There's a place for everything.
I didn't like
there's
that.
A place. There's a place. No, not that one. Like the first one where it was just Leia, where it was Queen Leia, where she was like
fine.
Crazy.
But the honeymoon on the house again.
No, the honeymoon one sucked. My point is
the Star Wars hotel that failed in real life.
Yeah. No, that one sucked.
But Reith is a top 5 character in High Republic now. Like, this book did Reith real well.
He always was. Reith was my boy.
Reith was a boy, but he was not.
He didn't do it better. It reminded us that he was good. But once again, they dropped now they've done what they did with the Nameless, where they dropped the ball on explaining it. They dropped the ball a little bit on Reith. They did. They should have cleaned that up. They should have cleaned him up.
I don't know if they dropped the ball. They might have expanded out too much.
How does because Ezra Rell can see the future? We know the answer to that.
This dude can see the future. It's weird.
He said he can see the future.
It's like he knows everything about everybody. It is a force power we've never seen before, and it is way too powerful. Having this dude that can see the future, but yet can't fix things himself. It's weird. Like, Aslan has gone to a character that was really mysterious.
Can he see the future though, or can he just see a version of the future?
He can see a version of the future. He can't see the actual future. He can see a version.
But it's
he can see multiple versions of the future.
He knows, even about characters he's never met before. Like, he has this conversation with Astra, and he knows exactly something about her that's going to come into play with just the path. I don't know. It is weird how he thinks he's manipulating a version of the future and how he has to be the center of it. I like Aslan. This book did not make me like Aslan more. I'll put it that way.
I thought Aslan was fine. They used him too much. And the only time they used him too much, honestly, was with the Vanessa Rowe thing.
He was fine. He had a stupid puzzle box. How many times do we have to talk about the stupid puzzle box?
Well, that's what I'm saying. They pulled him too many times in there. They just pulled it once again.
Is he Hellraiser or is Pinhead or whatever?
He kept like this puzzle box that he was playing with the whole time, over and over again. Every time he's just trying to do this puzzle box. How did he get the puzzle box? Somebody's communicating with him because they put messages
like
in the puzzle box.
The guy from the 90s who thought he was cool to try to solve a Rubik's Cube or something.
The book also made him think that he was the spy, but he's definitely not the spy. I don't know who the spy is.
Who cares? I don't care who the spy is.
But here's the other problem I have with the High Republic in general. Pretty much everything that this book revealed, and the book did give a lot of answers. Like, finally, we started getting some answers. Like, if you want to read a book because you're frustrated because we haven't got any answers, we got a lot of answers in this.
Read the second half of this book.
Almost all the answers, if you would have read the comic that Claudia Gray did back in Phase 2, was already in there. That
Pretty
one comic had almost all the answers that we needed. So
I kind of like there's little nuances that they added with the Nameless, including their feeding habits and what happens if it's harder to, like, if there's no Jedi around, what would happen, right? There's a couple things there. What they still haven't told us is how the Great Leveler got stuck in ice, which we still don't know forever.
I don't think we're ever going to figure that one out. I mean, it's Marta. Marta did it. We know that. We know it, but we've never been told it. Like, Marta's stuck at night for some reason. We don't know why.
You know who did it, but you don't know how.
I kind of said when we first saw Bulin, I wanted more Bulin. They gave us that, so I can't complain. And they did a good job on it.
They did a good job on Bulin. Yeah.
They did some great character people here, but like, did anything surprise you? No, I think it gave more clarity than surprising. It surprised me how fucking stupid the first 200 pages of this book was, but besides that, no. And why? And once again, why do they keep doubling up on stuff? As we keep saying, they need to fucking reduce. Yet they, we have our one crew of the space crew, right? Of Geode and Alfie Hollow, and then we get a subsection crew, which, hey, look, they're just, I know you guys don't do Star Wars Unlimited, but they just add Mr. Bones to Star Wars Unlimited, the next series. They have L77, or Sevens as they call it, a killer droid, just a psychopath droid in this one, which I like, but they have a droid, a female, and it's a man, right? Because it presents as a man. It's a man. So it's the same fucking crew. I mean, it's literally, instead of Geode or Rock,
they're just crazier. Yeah, the same crew, but just
same fucking crew. But then you have them do stuff, and you move the crew that everybody loves to the backup spot, which I was kind of disappointed in. Mm-hmm. Just have the second crazy crew come in at the end and do shit.
I mean, I've said before, I don't know why they're introducing new characters at this point in the game, especially when you have old characters that are virtually not exactly the same.
And by the way, you had if you wanted to bring this crazy crew in just for one little like tidbit, you could have, because all of them pretty much died, but then like fucking Boba Fett style, they got put in back to tanks, so they ain't dead anymore.
I mean, one's a droid. That thing can always get put back together.
Yeah, but it got its whole shit ripped out. So you could have just left it at that. You could have said we have to, because they had a run at the end. We just had to leave that.
It was a cool battle. It was good.
Yeah, the battle was dope. But yeah, I mean, so they did.
But the other thing is about this, like Vernestra's path
fucking thing.
The path has been brought up since Phase 1 with Mari Santiki, like the second book of Phase 1, right? With adult book.
Mm-hmm.
That path, it's the Planet X, right? We all know it.
100%. Why are we
stalling this thing out for years? Vernestra, you have the answer. How do you not know that you don't have the answer? It's like, I have this path. I don't know what it does. I don't know what it's for.
No, I don't want to tell people I have this path. Not even I don't want to.
It makes no sense.
Just fucking
start changing this stupid.
Why would she give? How about this? Why would she give you the path if she didn't want you to go on it?
Yeah, like figure out where it goes. Take a ship, go see where it goes. Do you not trust her?
But that's the extension. We don't need another Kathy Ireland book. So fucking let's cut all the Kathy Ireland books out.
Kathy Ireland,
or whatever it is. Not Kathy Ireland.
Should not be
Kathy Ireland. What's the broad's name? What's her name? What's the one that's just terrible at writing? Christina Ireland.
Justin.
Justine Ireland, whatever. She's so bad. I can't even remember her name. Oh, jeez. She's just terrible.
Star Wars.
She's just terrible. It's hey, listen.
You can find them along with her Kmart line of clothes.
And unnecessary roughness. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, get rid of her. Just cut all her books already. Just cut all her books. Cut all her books. Get rid of the rest of them. Like, what books do we have left? Because get rid of any of those because they are nonsense. They're just word salads.
I really can't. Audio drama the next, right?
We got Kevin's audio drama. We have Souls. The Souls, the big one.
Which that's gonna be a shit pile.
You got Justina.
He's doing too much stuff. That's just gonna be
Justina doing the little kitty book.
Thank God.
And I don't remember who's doing the fourth book. So.
Thank God. Don't let her write anything that's reasonable. If they wanted to do, and they should have just done like a feelings book, like a love book, a feelings book, or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if it's called romance or young adult romance or whatever. And they should have let Ireland have that book. They should have let her have it, and she could do all this dumb shit over there. Like, I'll read it. I would still read it, and it would sit in a place. I would actually not criticize it because it'd be in the proper place. But what they're doing now, where they're dragging this on so everybody gets one more book, fuck that. Get your top writers back on books. And by the way, right now
is Claudia hasn't done any. Claudia's not doing any.
She's done. I told you that. She said she's not doing anymore.
She needs to.
I know. She wants to. I don't know, because she was one of the best writers in it. I think she got backlash for it. I really think it's one of those ones where it breaks down where, unfortunately for her, she was punching way above the rest of the other people's weight class. They knew it, and she won't be getting any more higher public work. She's done with that, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's a shame.
That's unfortunate. But they're going to give people work that, like, let's be honest, Soul's half-assing everything.
His books are usually good. So his comics have always been hit or miss. But his
books are good. I'll give you that.
Book is he puts way more energy in books. Like you can tell even
Scott on his novels are 50-50.
But he does audio dramas decent. So
his audio dramas are good.
So I hope it's okay.
Man's stepping the game up.
Man has done better. I'm impressed. He's no longer my least favorite.
No, you know who your least favorite is. Everybody's least favorite.
Ireland's not my least favorite, but
Ireland's your least favorite. Who's your least favorite then?
The one that's been doing. Who did Temptation of the Force?
Oh, what's her name? Teresa.
Was it Tessa?
Yeah,
Tessa. Or there's one more. There's one other person I don't like as well that did the Axel story. That one, that writer.
This says Claudia Gray's got one left.
What?
She does. So that's the last one. Then where's she have her one left?
She's the last young adult novel, High Republic Into the Light.
Okay, thank you.
2025.
Who is that?
April.
Claudia.
Nice.
Yeah. Okay, good. So I'm glad she's doing another one.
We got one left. All right, cool.
She'll do a great job with that one.
Yeah, that'll be good.
Claudia will do great. I think Soul will do great.
Okay.
I think Kevin will do good.
The audio one's going to be what the audio one's going to be.
Justina's doing the little kid one, so I don't mind her doing that one.
Yeah, let her do the kid one. Do they have what's her name doing anymore or no?
I think that's it.
That's it? All right, we'll get it in, get it out then. Fuck yeah.
But we have to wait 7 months for the next part of it. That's the problem.
Wait, what?
7 months, I think, is when we have to wait.
The audio comes out in 7 months?
Well, the audiobook is the bridge. The
audio
audiobook
is December or something like that, yeah.
Okay, so let the audiobook come out. That's fine. Let the audiobook come out. We don't have to do the kitty book. Then we get Soul, and then we get Gray to close it up.
No, Soul's the last one. Gray does. I think it's Ireland, Gray, then Soul.
Oh, damn, that sucks.
Soul did the first one, so Soul does the last one.
The last one.
Porter will be in that one at least.
Yeah, I know, but it seems like they're trying to drag it out so that everybody got a piece. It's so stupid.
They are.
They screwed that up so bad.
Well, that was my other question. Do you think they're going to go way back for the next one? With like these,
that's what she keeps saying. That's what she said.
The Ptolemites, right? They're bringing all these like other force groups that are not the Jedi.
I like that.
So I wonder if we're going to be going like non-Jedi, but we're going to explore.
I don't mind that. I actually like
with that. Yeah,
especially with the Ptolemite thing and like explaining other outer. Like I always like when they go outer world, as long as it makes sense. I don't want this. Who was the idiot that did the one book, and she started bragging because she got knitting.
Oh yeah,
into
you love
fucking-
that one.
Oh, fucking so stupid.
Is that
Like that. I just hope that shit doesn't continue. Like that's the type of stuff. Like if you're writing a book so you could get something in there, like, I got pet dogs in there. Like,
yeah.
that's your objective. Like that was your big goal. You didn't write something that was like, hey, I really advanced this story. I really built up. I created a good character. That's not what your thing is. Your thing is, I got somebody knitting while they were flying in a plane. Like, okay, yeah. And that's where I said the one thing with the High Republic, they all do it. They put in these little things where it's like, well, I got that in a book. Check that one off. Like, who cares? Just write a good book. You guys need to, because people are falling behind and they're not picking it back up. So then when you get to these great things like 100 years in advance, they had everybody in their hands after phase 1. They had it all.
They did.
I mean, think about that. You couldn't get somebody to not talk good about it. I mean, how you fuck, huh?
I said, to be precise here, Into the Light by Claudia Gray is the young adult novel. It's due out in April 2025. And then Ireland is actually after that with a middle grade novel called A Violent Vow.
No, they're gonna do middle grade. Hey, but this is it. She's gonna have it out for Celebration.
You'll get it.
She'll be at Celebration. I'll be getting it at Celebration, which will be good. To say hi to her again.
That's
I asked her if she's going. She said, I don't think I'm going to be able to. I really wish I could. Oh, yeah. And then your novel comes out right then. You're going. That'll be nice. She'll be happy about that.
They'll pay for her to get there.
That'll be good. That'll be good.
They'll do a High Republic thing. They'll get them all over there, I bet.
But yeah, I mean, like, this is a case study in how to fuck up a good thing. It is. They fucked it up. And it's not one thing. Everybody always likes to try to blame everything on one thing because it's an easy answer. It's not. It's a multitude of things. Yep. You did not let your best writers swing to the fences. You extended storylines that you didn't need to extend. You put in parts in books over and over again that just stopped the flow of the book. So it made it either like, the whole thing with Roe. I'm going to tell you that chapter 41 should have been out, but I also say there's no reason for Vanessa Roe at all in this book. And you go, oh, well, there's a popular character. Let's just put her in there to do nothing. And don't tell me this because to show that somebody.
I think the reason they did is because they moved her up into the young adult novels. She was in the other young adult novels. She's in this young adult novel. So they're just trying to keep some continuity, but they could have done it way better.
Yeah. I mean, it's unfortunate. And I'm not saying anything against these people because I've met, we've met Scott before. Like, he's been on this channel before. I've met Soul. I think he's an asshole, even though he's from Michigan. He's a little bit of a dick, but whatever. And Claudia Gray's awesome. You know what I mean? So it's not like I have anything against these people who are writing the books. Some of them, I mean, I like his Soul's novel writing, even though he's a dick. Like, I could separate the person in the product, but when it seems like we're lowering the standard of the product, and you see it with diminished returns, yeah, man, I'm worried about it. Like,
I'm not worried about it. This is their first attempt at something like this. And it's way better than some of the old attempts that we got from the old days.
Looks like you get a new, not a High Republic, but you get a new Star Wars writer next month.
Who's that?
For the
Stephen Barnes. Stephen Barnes is doing the Glass Abyss Mace Windu novel.
Yeah, it's next month.
Nice.
I'm looking forward to that one. I like the one-offs.
What did he do before?
He's done a bunch of science fiction, but he's never done Star Wars.
He didn't do a small story, a short story?
He might have. I'm just looking at bibliography, which probably.
You know what I don't understand?
Novels and such.
And I'm going to say this, and I know some people just aren't going to stand, and you can't take it the right way. You can go eat a dick. I don't understand, if you were going to do some of the stuff they're doing in these novels, why you didn't bring Maria Gant into this and just have her do it. She wrote comic books before. She writes great content, in my opinion, in the UA for an array of subjects that they obviously are trying to introduce into High Republic. She's one of my favorite. Parasite, all the books that she did, a lot of great books on stuff. I love all her stuff. I have a bunch of her books. I don't like so much her vampire-y stuff or everything like that. But like, I don't understand why they don't bring in those type of writers to do that type of stuff. And I think with what they're doing with the guy from Mace Windu is bringing in a stylist writer who does a sci-fi adventure, who will, because I did look him up after I said that, I kind of checked myself, who's going to give us a point of view, who's already a strong writer and can do it. And I'm not saying not give new people shots. That's fine. But we gave Tessa, we gave Justine, we gave older Cordova. Yeah. We gave, and it's like, it doesn't seem like it's adding up as well as it should. I mean, older seems to be doing pretty, and Man, we moved Man over from, what would you call this?
Man's done a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, but Man was doing more like,
he like did Dark Souls. And
but he did more like, I just think more like Knights and Armor stuff than he did.
Oh yeah.
But he adapted over time. Yeah, he adapted over time to it. But we tried to bring in too many. Like, Ireland was known for the YA romance novel-ish type stuff, right? And I get that. I hate that I'm knocking her, because like, I could see if she wrote that book, it probably would be okay, right? But like, I think that Maria Gant would be a better fit just in general for the Star Wars style than that, especially if you're going to try to introduce, because the way she introduced stuff, and she had done this years ago, she was doing great with it. If you're going to bring in younger writers and newer writers, because Man's also young, if you're going to bring in the Mans and you're going to bring in the olders, like, foster that with more than just Claudia Gray.
I agree.
And
I agree. And I mean, they could have. I mean, you could have called up Timothy, and Timothy would have done it too.
Yeah, because I think Timothy's another one. Like, I mean, he wouldn't have gotten in like the feeling that they were having towards the UA stuff with what they're trying to do there, but like, he would have had at least something to go off of where you could have had mentorship and people who don't mind other people using their characters and being able to rip off of it. Because I really think that's part of it. I think people got stuck in their lanes and how much they're allowed to riff. I think one of the reasons why we didn't see more about Hollow and Geode and whatever else is because they're all going to show up in Gray's book. Is because the last time somebody used them, they didn't use them properly. So they had to lighten it up for this book. And then that just was.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think if you would have just said you have 2 writers for adult, 1 writer for young adults, and 1 writer or 2 writers for the high,
mid and whatever. And
then
you could have,
you work together and that's what you do. But
that's
like they switched them around too. Like Island did all of them, or like,
which is just out of her depth.
And it's just she had to use characters that she wasn't even hers half the time.
Yeah, but the characters that she developed, her characters weren't good.
I disagree.
She
introduced some good characters. She introduced Diva Lompup. That's her character.
Well, she used that character.
She
came out in comics first.
She wrote that comic.
She wrote the comic.
She wrote the Bounty Hunter comic.
Well, there you go.
Did she?
Yep.
Somebody fact check that.
Fact check.
Well, I mean, hey, let her go with it then.
She wrote the Jabba.
But then once again, if that's the case, then she should have done that stuff. But the problem with that was that's not what she wrote when she got the opportunity to run with it.
Yep, written by Ireland.
All right.
No, I'm just saying she's created some good characters.
Yeah,
that's one.
She created Vernestra. Vernestra was her character,
and Vernestra's not done well.
She wrote the kid book.
And Vernestra's not done well.
I'm just saying, but she introduced Vernestra.
Yeah, but that's not. You can't say. When I say the character's not done well, you say it's a good character.
Fine. I think Vernestra's fine. I think this book didn't do a good job with her because somebody else had to write her.
What book did good job with Vernestra wrote?
Yeah.
You don't think Vernestra's been that good?
No.
JJ?
The comics. She did all right in the comics. But there was a good book with her. Let me look it up. I can't remember which. I think it was the second young adult novel.
The kitty,
the first phase,
the gators on it.
The gators,
yeah, with the alligators or crocodiles on the cover.
The gators,
wasn't that? They had
no, that was a kid's book. I think that was. Yeah. Was that older or was that?
Yeah, I think it was older that did it, but it had bro. It had. That's what I'm saying. That's the best one. It was done with her.
That was Ireland. Ireland did that one.
Oh, was it Ireland?
Ireland did the kids book.
Yeah, that was the best one.
Oh, that's right. Older did
Midnight. Midnight Horizon.
Yeah, with
Which was the one that had
fat kid.
which is the one who did the book that had the one and they redid. See, this is why I'm saying that they keep redoing stuff. It was one of the senator's sons. Remember, they did the one where they're going to the party. It was all the kids were going to a party, and yeah, that book was arguably one of the worst books ever written.
That was with Douglas. The character with Douglas, he was from Dalna. His dad was
arguably one of, and she had a lot of original characters in there. She had a lot of original characters in there, and that was the point where I disliked her. It was not her, but her writing style. It was one of the worst, not just Star Wars books. It was one of the worst books I've read in a very long time. And I've read some dogs, bro.
I didn't mind it as much as you, but it was not one of my favorites. But it wasn't like the worst book of all time.
No, not the worst book of all time. It was just one of the worst books I've read in a while. It was. So
yeah.
All right. Well, I mean, like that's it. I think those are the problems with it. And like I'm saying, like you can have an intellectual. I mean, I still think you're kind of faking shit, but I think you can have an intellectual conversation without getting too like on talking points that like there is problems here. It's not a one-all solution, but like if they did this a little bit better, and I mean, there are also, if you do want to talk about certain topics, there's authors out there that have gone through those topics. Have them write about it. You could, and they're not new authors who have a track record of writing good product. So
I think another issue, well, just real quick, they shouldn't have tried to make the comics and the books align so much.
No, yeah, that was just
that made it rough.
Shoehorn.
Well, I mean, that was after, but that was far after the horse was already out of the stable.
I know, but they don't.
That was already the horse is already long gone off the stable after that.
You can add in comics that have tangentially related, but not so close. Go ahead, JJ.
I think they kind of hamstring themselves too, but their book release schedule, they've stretched it out so far. Your only thing carrying this big stretch between, I guess you have the radio drama or whatever, but not including that because it's not technically a book. The only thing carrying that in between is the comics, actually the Adventures comics between October and April of next year.
Yeah.
Well, I like that they're doing the Crash thing now, but here's the point to this too. What they should have used the comics for, and real easy solution here, and how the hell they didn't see this. We got a spy that we don't really give a shit about. Guess what? There's three. There's
a spy like existed since Phase 1. Wasn't there a spy in Phase 1? They didn't know.
Well, there's a couple of spies. Well, one of the spies, they caught a spy before. That's what I'm saying. Like they're redoing stuff, but like here's where we go. You figure out the spy thing, or like, hey, we do an in-depth into the animals that ended up killing the Nameless. Like, hey, we want to do a comic. Okay, let's do a comic on a little short, a 3-part short on the Tomans.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
That's
the best comic we've gotten, I think, in my opinion, is the one with Emmerich where he's like the detective and right.
Trail of Shadows or Trial of Shadows?
Whatever that is. That was a 5-parter. Didn't really relate because it was a new character. Kind of helped, situate, a little bit here and there. But that was the best thing that they did. They didn't try to tie it in so much.
And you haven't used those characters at all. But even Holtz, the female character, you haven't used her. Anything, really. I think she was in she was at the bar singing in the first High Republic Adventures comic or something like that.
Yeah, right. That's it. Shoehorn.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, it just, for as much as they want to pat themselves on the back and say this and that, and that's this, like, I get it. It's a massive piece of work, but like, if it's shit, it's shit. Mm-hmm. Like, if your scope, it's the scope's so wide, okay, but it's not good. So why don't you shrink the scope a little bit and put out a better product?
But they did the opposite. They stretched out the scope of it. They went the opposite direction of that. They're
like, wow, this is such a big scope. Okay, let's stretch it out further. Well, I mean, yeah, but you get diminishing returns. I mean, like, look, man, not to say that there hasn't been high points to it, because there has, but like, I think behind the scenes, even like the last couple of months, we've been talking about how, it's just been dwindling, and like, they got to, that's why I'm saying, like, we've asked for these comics that are coming out this week, at least pick them up and try them.
Yeah.
At least pick them up and try them. Because if you don't buy those comics, and if there's not a draw for it, they're gonna go right back to doing this shit. And like,
I kind of want to. I'm kind of looking forward to the Mace Windu novel. Like, I want to see it.
yeah, the Mace Windu novel too. Like a new
That-
guy that's
Mace
got
Windu
like
comic wasn't perfect, but like, you know,
yeah, it wasn't bad though. It was better than the
down for
Yoda
a
one.
full length Mace Windu story. Like,
Yeah. I mean, so pick that stuff up, guys. Like, support that stuff, and we'll see you guys. We went longer than we should have. I thought we had no show today.
we stressed it out, just like High Republic.
Yeah, right. Scope got really big. All right, hey, once again, all of our friends out there on the, everybody that's down there in the Panhandle, all the way up through the,
Carolina.
that damn run all the way up through Atlanta. Jesus. Well, at least there won't be traffic, I guess. But all the way up there to Tennessee. Hope you guys hope you guys get power. Be safe out there. Don't be hooligans. I mean, unless it's time to be a hooligan.
Don't do what Marco does.
Don't be Marco. Don't
try to outrace the power outage. That doesn't work. Like, learn from that one.
A little bit. It worked a little bit. It was fun. It was fun. Be safe out there. Be safe. It's gonna be tough back for you guys for a while. So hopefully you guys can tune us in. Hopefully made your day a little bit lighter. And good luck, man. So appreciate you guys. Appreciate everybody there too. Yeah. All right, we're gonna take it off. I got shit to do. Wait, where is it? Where the hell is it? I need to move this up so I can see it. All right, see y'all later.